There was an ad, how dare. Alright, cool. Well, for now I think it's just you here, but hello everybody who will eventually... I'm looking at my mic, I should be looking at my webcam. Hello everybody who should eventually be watching this. My name is Grestar, of course, and this is LoveSick, darlings. It's going to be so weird for me not to look. So the mic is right here, and the webcam is right here, and I'm not used to having a laptop webcam. I'm used to looking above my computer at my webcam, so this is gonna be weird, so apologize if I look there instead. Also, down here is where I have my Twitch chat because it's just on my phone. Again, I looked at my mic because I don't currently have a second monitor, just so you guys know. But yes, this is LoveSick, darlings. This is a visual novel, at least visual novel-esque. I don't know, I haven't played it yet, game that was sent to me over Twitter. The demo is free for everyone now on itch.io and on Steam. I didn't think about this ahead of time, but I'll at least put this in the description of my video when I post this video to YouTube. So if you'd like to check it out, you can. But it currently has a Kickstarter going. If you go to either the link in the description or if you're here on Twitch and you want to check it out, you can use that Nightbot command that I put down there, like exclamation point LoveSick darlings, or if you put exclamation point Kickstarter, that will also work. But just if you want to check out their Kickstarter page, they are currently funded, but if you want to help them meet their stretch goals, or if you want like an award for your, not an award, but you know, like a little prize or whatever for yourself, feel free to do that. Check in chat. My reflection on the phone looks like so. Oh yeah, in the game I was like, how do you see my phone? Yes, so I know very little about this game. Again, like, it was just sent to me and they asked if I could play it, so why not? But I do know from this main menu that 1, the music makes me think of Charlie Brown, which is weird. 2, I have the hots for the middle girl already. I must have a thing for like tsunderes and redheads, because look at her, she's very, very attractive. So, with that said, I guess we're just gonna get going and see what it's like. So, start. Prologue, that fateful night. Now, from what I remember, yeah, redheads, right? From what I remember, this demo, I believe they said, has like 15 hours of gameplay per route. So I don't plan on finishing one because that would be like an entire playthrough for my channel. But I figured just this session, it'll be enough to give you guys and myself an idea of what this game is like. So, yeah. Okay, week, question mark, day, question mark, time, evening, amnesia, it sucks. Why? Oh, why are we in the cosmos? That's what I'm wondering. You don't have red hair, so it looks like you're gonna have to become a tsundere. Yeah, sorry, Morgan. That was a mix of Mo and Morgan. I turned to her from where I'm sitting. Oh wait, from whom? Oh no! Why is she sad? Why won't he even talk to me? What? He told me that he loved me? On a secluded hill, just past the quiet streets, we sit across from each other on a patch of green grass. With our homes far away, past the trees and the hills, we are alone out here. No, Magrin is something else. Maisie, I assume that's how you say that. And myself. The stars shine above us, coating us in their light. The distant sounds of cars on the highway echo in our ears. So I understand that they're just supposed to be sitting outside in a field and I guess they're looking up and that's what we're seeing. But since I'm looking straight at her and I have just the background of the stars behind her, it's almost instead like we're floating in space, you know? Like if there were a hill or something, I could see that, but I'm only seeing her and the stars. But yeah, the stars shine above us, coating us in the light. The distant sounds of cars on the highway echo in our ears. There's a brief moment of silence as the cool evening breeze blows past us. You don't need that comma. It feels like the sunset only a few minutes ago, but it's already getting dark and chilly. Maisie blows her nose. I guess I was just stupid enough to believe him. Aww. Breakups are hard. It's the mature stream. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I can't just let her put herself down. Yeah, F him. He doesn't know what he just lost. Oh, let's see. Maybe that's the poetry behind it. Nothing else matters but her and the stars. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. He doesn't know what he just lost. I'm gonna say that. Nacho. Nacho doesn't know who the heck he's missing out on. Okay. He's gonna be sorry for a long, long time for dumping you. You're too sweet. You know that, you adorable goofball? Capitalize. Oh, by the way, in case the person who made this is watching this, I like grammar to an extent, so I might correct some things. Just so you know. So I mean, no offense by anything I say like that. But yeah, you know, hey, feel free to take what I say and improve your stuff. There we go. Can't help but turn away from her, feeling myself blushing. Maisie laughs, her face still red from crying. I love how awkward you are. Oh, thanks. Her smile fades. I guess I just believed everything he said, and I do wish this had voice act. I did, like, okay, so visual novels without voice acting, totally chill, and I absolutely understand it. But just right now, I don't want to be giving anyone voices, especially considering they're all girls, and I just don't want to deal with that. So you're just gonna have to live with it. To an extent, he says, just shut up, Morgan. I'm just kidding, don't shut up, I love you. She sniffs. Her voice cracks. I mean, it was my first time. Oof. I don't know. I know I talk a big game, but was I not good? Man, he dumped her after sex? How low. Did I do something wrong? I gulp. How can I say anything? He didn't talk to me for days after we did it. Love you too. Till today before he ended it. Aw, rough. She sighs. And now here we are. What do I say? He didn't do anything wrong. Sounds like that's what he wanted from the start. I don't want to make a judgment call on him necessarily, but like, it doesn't sound like she did anything wrong, so that's just more truthful. You didn't do anything wrong. Please, don't blame yourself. It's just hard not to blame myself. But I opened myself up to him because I thought he was special. He told me I was special too. Poor Maisie, I'll hug you. Was all of it just a lie? It seems like it was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what he did to you. Man, this game just throws you right into this scene though. There's like no build up. I don't get to know the characters at all before this. But apparently, Maisie and the main character are close from the beginning. I was thinking that she was going to be one of the people that we just get to know over the course of the game. But like, we're already best friends, it seems, you know? Anyway. Yeah, go away, Facebook. Why are you sorry? It's not your fault. You don't have anything to do with whatever his decisions and reasons were. I can't help but look away. I know. I'm still sorry. That's another thing. And this is not a judgment of the game, but just in general, when people are like, I'm sorry, and then the other person's like, well, are you sorry? You didn't do it. And it's like, I'm not apologizing because I was the one who wronged you. I'm apologizing because I'm free to express my sympathy when you're in a crappy situation. You know? Sorry, that was you on Facebook. It's okay. It's everyone on Facebook. Let me just mute that really quickly, actually. For 8 hours. Done. Okay. The worst part of all is that it's making me feel this upset. I just feel like such an idiot. Why? You're not. But I am. I thought he really liked me. I gave him everything. Oof. And now, 5 days later, he refuses to talk to me. It just feels unreal. How did it all get to this point? I don't know. Yeah, just like him. I don't know. I feel so useless. But what am I meant to say? Maybe I should just give her a moment. Maisie wipes some of her tears away. It's a futile effort as more tears run down her cheeks. Yeah, thanks, Morgan. You know, in psych class, they say love is just a chemical reaction. They theorize that it's just something our brains do to get us all to, yes, you know, procreate, mate, keep the species going and stuff. I'm aware of what those words mean, Maisie. I nod. Then, she hiccups between her breath. Why does someone like him make me hurt so much? Isn't it all just meant to be a bunch of chemicals? I mean, like, you know, pain is also chemicals, or at least reaction. Yeah, chemicals, yeah, right? Yeah. Adults are always like, oh, this is just your teenage hormones acting up. You'll get over it. They say crap like that and completely ignore how we feel. So they're teenagers? Yeah, they're teenagers. All right. I'm gonna guess high school, because most visual novels are, right? Like high school or early college, I guess. I mean, that's what my mom said. Sorry, I should clarify, not most visual novels. Only most I've played, which have been very few. So yeah, not fair to judge. She needs to get a clue, seriously. Maisie smiles briefly, but her eyes start to quiver again. Her eyes are quivering. That sounds dangerous. With all that in consideration, hormones, these dumb feelings, and chemicals, all I can ask is, why? She sobs into her hands. Why does it all feel so real? Why is it so real? That's me. I don't know. Well, it's just a high school psych class. It's proof of how in tune with your emotions you are. I feel like I shouldn't feed her bullcrap. I don't know. Maisie looks up at me from her hands. Me either, Sid. Sniff. Me either. This is so much more exhausting than I imagined. Breakups suck, especially when they're this awful. Did I read that right? Yeah, when they're this... I did, okay. Maisie sits back up, wiping more tears away. What I would do to be able to change the chemicals in my brain... I wouldn't need that comma. I like your brain just the way it is. I'm a good friend. But I like your brain just the way it is. Also there, like, you can have a comma if you want an extra pause for some reason, but you don't need it. I mean, that's what I'd say within dialogue, like... You can put in extra commas, technically, in certain places if you want extra pauses. And so like that, you can, but you don't need to if you don't want to. Just, I guess, depends on how you want it to be read. Huh? I wouldn't want you to change one bit, because I'm a good friend. Well, that's easy for you to say. And now that I've seen a hyphen, now I'll mention dashes, because there have been a couple dashes up to this point, and I thought that they were fairly small, and it's hard to say without saying them back to back, like a hyphen and a dash. But a dash is technically two hyphens put together, or at least that's the way that it's like formatted. But what I would suggest you should do is just Google M dash, that's E-M as in Mario, M dash, and like paste it into your dialogue, because I imagine that whatever program you're using, like it won't allow that sort of auto formatting for dash itself. But if you just copy paste, that should work, and I think that it will look better, look smoother, etc. And really, you know, obviously differentiate between hyphens and M dashes that way. So that's cool. Let's party. Hello, Inkachu. Welcome to the stream. You're not the one who has to live with this effed up head of mine. Yes, welcome to the stream, Inkachu. Please don't say that about yourself. Yeah, you're not perfect, Maisie. I'm not gonna call you perfect, but, you know, don't say you're effed up. Please, don't say things like that about yourself. You know how much I care about you. Maisie stops for a moment. I'm sorry. I don't want to make you feel bad, too. No, don't be sorry. I'm okay. I just want you to be okay, too. And at that point, I'd say maybe put a comma before the two. Alright, I can try and capitalize it first. Another cool breeze brushes past us. However, sorry, I'm digging way too much into grammar, or way more than I thought that I would. The all right is correct. The way that you have all space right, that is more accurate than all right, like A-L-R-I-G-H-T. That word is much more casual, and so if you're wanting at least a more formal, like a more correct all right, you're doing it correctly, just so you know. Tell whoever made this that I said grammar is hot. Ah, well, you heard it here from the chat. Another cool breeze brushes past us. For a moment, I can feel my hair stand on end and a chill goes down my spine. You could use a comma after a moment. My eyes wander, and I can see the lights of the suburbs in the distance. I hope Mom and Dad aren't worried. Yeah, I think I'd capitalize Mom and Dad as well. Because you're not saying, like, my Mom and Dad, you're calling them Mom and Dad, and so I would capitalize the names in that case. Are you regretting having me play this yet? Maisie takes a deep breath. I look back to her and... Her hand is open beside her, noticeably closer to me. Should I catch her on the rebound? But not obviously enough to know for sure. Should I? You know, for the sake of comfort, I'm gonna take her hand. I'm gonna take her hand for the sake of comfort. And if she doesn't want it, then I'll back off. I'll just leave her be and be like, sorry, girl, I just care about you, and I thought maybe you wanted to hold handsies. I inched my hand forward, shivering slightly, because it was cold. Whether it's nerves or it's the cold, it's hard to tell. I'd put a comma after cold, probably. Yeah. I must have held her hand dozens of times by now. Why is it suddenly so hard? Holding her hand, or But before I know it, yeah, see, this is where I'd put an M dash instead of a hyphen, just for that further differentiation. Hello, Rye Guy, welcome to the stream. Yes, more party time. Our hands touch. Oh, and since you had the dash, you probably don't need to capitalize that one, actually, but you might want to have it end with a dash and then begin with a dash, so it kind of like trails into each other, you know what I mean? Aesthetics, I guess you choose there. I instinctively flinch, but she smoothly takes hold of my hand. Despite how cold it is, her hand is warm. This isn't like previous times. The world melts away as... Don't put a comma there that time. The world melts away as I feel her warmth resonate within me. Something's different. I can feel every breath I take, every hair on my body on end. Look how cute she is! She's great in this CG. Like, the sprites lose a little bit of her appeal for me, but like, you see her in the CG and I'm like, ah, you know? Why did I do it over there? Anyway, and it isn't the cold this time. She smoothly clasps my hands between hers. She's so warm. It's like she's a living person. She looks into my eyes. I look into hers. Her face is still red, but she isn't crying as much anymore. Would I date her if she's real? Absolutely, if she would let me, and, well, I mean, like, obviously it would be based upon her personality, of which I know very little so far, but she doesn't seem bad so far, you know? Like, it's kind of hard to judge because this is the very first scene that we've seen her in, and it was in, like, when she's in a particular moment of distress, and so, obviously, that's a very skewed image of her personality, but even in this moment of distress, it doesn't seem like she's, like, a bad person or anything, or that she's very self-deprecative so far, but so am I. So maybe that would be a little bit unhealthy. But just as far as appearances go, absolutely, she's very attractive to me. So, her eyes look almost expectant. We sit in silence, and I am left alone with my thoughts. Her eyes peer into me, trying to tell me something. You know, it's crazy how we've only known each other for just under a year now. Her words cut the tension with unnerving ease. It's just a little weird how the tension is cut, though it's unnervingly so. I feel like I've known you all my life sometimes. Iffy comma. I don't know. It's true, time has flown by this year. I'd have to look that up. It is pretty crazy to think about. She snickers. I hadn't thought about it in a while, but do you remember how we first met? Yeah, well, you did think I was a burglar. What? What happened? She grins. You were technically trespassing, though. I swear, I didn't know anyone had moved into your place yet. I was just trying to get Mr. Hogan out of your yard. That dumb dog, Mr. Hogan, really? Okay. I know. It's just so easy to tease you, you know? Gee, that's good to hear. Come on, can't you give me any leeway? I just got dumped, remember? Fine. Capitalize it. She giggles again. I can't help but look away and blush. I brace myself for one of her usual comments designed to make me feel awkward and put me on the spot, but I probably put a comma before the but there because the sentence just lasted long enough. Your hands are so warm. Funny, I was about to say the same thing. Was I? It's getting harder to keep my composure. What do I eat in college? I had a meal plan for the first semester. Now I'm going to be eating microwavable burritos and tortillas with cheese. Which, technically quesadillas, but like I differentiate like quesadillas between tortillas with cheese, or tortillas with cheese, I just warm them up in the microwave, and with a quesadilla, I'll like put butter in a pan and like actually like cook them on a stove kind of thing. Like it's more of a treat, but it takes longer and it's more work. My hands start quivering a little. Oh, are you getting cold? Oh, no, I just, probably put a whatever. My voice is embarrassingly shaky. Just so you know, developer, I do this with like every game. It's not just me like being mean to your game, me talking about grammar or anything. It's just, I do it like all the time. But especially with games like yours where there's still a chance for you guys to like make improvements, I want to offer you that opportunity. So please don't take offense to anything that I say. I know that I'm talking a lot about commas and capitalization and things like that, but, you know, hopefully just know that it means well. Or I mean well. It's well intended. My voice is embarrassingly shaky. Oh, you must be. Let me help. Yes, please do. She adjusts her handhold She adjusts her hand's hold with mine, intertwining her fingers between mine. I get what that means. It's a little awkward to read, though. This is the opposite of helping. I mean, yeah, it would probably be better, technically, if you're trying to warm her, or warm him, to just cup his hands. But... Huh? Oh, she said thank you. I don't remember if I read that. Oh, hello, Steve. Hey, I'm supposed to be trying for that world record in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I know, but... Someone asked me to play this game for them, and it's on Kickstarter currently, and so I want to be able to help them get the word out a little bit in case people want to, you know, contribute. You know, get their prizes and everything for contributing while it's still on Kickstarter, all that sort of thing. But someday, Steve, someday I plan on trying to get that world record again. For coming out tonight, it was selfish of me to pull you out here into the cold just to chat, but again, I put a comma there. I couldn't stand being around my parents, especially not right now. Nice hat. Thank you. Oh yeah, I got a bendy hat. I showed people before in one of my bendy streams. I think it was a bendy stream at least, but yeah, got this. Oh, that's okay. I needed someone to talk to. And you're always there for me, and that's true. I am very much a good friend. I'm so over people lying to me, using me, dismissing my feelings. Tell me about it. I'm even over the chemicals in my brain who are out to get me. She grips my hands. My mind feels like a whirlwind of contradictions. But among all that clutter, you're the one thing that is still real and by my side. I'd remove that comment, actually. I would only leave it in if you specifically wanted there to be a pause there. Otherwise, I would remove it. Would you rather sell this game for $100 or your My Little Pony stuff for low prices? What do you mean? I can't sell this game. It doesn't belong to me. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Inkachu. Our eyes meet, and her face is shining in the starlight. So actually, let's talk about this comment really quickly. This comment is appropriate, and the reason for that is that the first part is our eyes meet, and the second part is about her face. Because we have a different, like, subject following the comma, it's appropriate, just so you know. But if it were like, our eyes meet and hold the connection or whatever, then you wouldn't, because the subject is still our eyes. Does that make sense? Probably. I bet it does. So yeah. My shaking and stuttering have disappeared. My mind is filled with unprecedented clarity. Even Steph is in the back of my mind for once. Who's Steph? My ex? I guess? Maybe? In this moment, it's as if time stood still for me to consider my next action. You know what? I'm not gonna take advantage of her. She was going through a hard breakup. Her chemicals are all weird right now. I'm not gonna go for the rebound. I'ma hug her like a good friend. My fingers intertwine between hers. I briefly grip her hands. And see, another appropriate place for a comma because the first subject is my fingers, the second subject is I. So you know. Before letting go. What? I guess I see what you did there. I might have it be an ellipsis though. And then you can have another ellipsis with before letting go and have the before be lowercase in that case, where again it would trail into it like I mentioned with the dash earlier. I scooch closer to her, and she seems startled for a moment. Aw, she's expecting it. But she closes her eyes and swallows in some kind of anticipation. As I lean in, I open my arms. I don't quite see her reaction as I wrap my arms around her. I will always be here for you. I feel her warm hands slowly wrap around me and hug me back. Tighter than ever before. Holding her, I can feel her whole body shake as she sobs quietly. One last time for the night. It's a tutorial. I'm sorry to keep you in suspense, but I really think this scene will mean a lot more if you bear with me and let me go back to the start. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I'm very much on the fence. I'm leaning toward not liking it, but I'm gonna bear with you and see what happens. Sorry to spoil the moment, but I'll make it up to you when we get back here eventually. Cause like I did mention that it was a little bit weird immediately being jumped into that scene because we didn't know either of the characters. We weren't aware of their relationships. Like we were only able to gather things about them and their relationship from that scene that we just started. Like, that was the very beginning of the game for those of you who came to the chat, you know, into the stream a little bit late. And I thought that was a little bit weird, because usually you want to be able to establish some sort of character identity, motivation, relationships, things like that, before you have, like, dramatic moments, so that those moments actually are meaningful, you know? Like, if someone's dangling from the edge of a cliff, like, I don't really care. I mean, aside from just the value of human life, you know, you don't care too much. Like, if you're watching a movie or if you're reading a book, you need to establish some reason to care about the characters, or for the readers or the audience or whatever to care about the characters. Before those emotional moments really do have any significant emotional impact. Or at least a higher emotional impact, which is more what you would be going for, ideally. So I was totally willing to go along with it, to have this be like their establishing moment and everything. But for it to actually be like a moment in the future without our knowledge, and then having us go back in the past and eventually lead up to that, which is what this is clearly sounding like, that's what's making me skeptical about this part. If that is indeed the case, I don't love it right now, obviously. Maybe, like, I'll be okay with it as we go on, but I don't personally think that was the right move to make. If you want to have a tutorial thing, I would just have it be first introducing the main character, maybe introducing the family, introducing the setting, and then, you know, gradually letting us see, like, more of a traditional visual novel. And maybe that's what you were trying to avoid doing, making it more of a traditional visual novel introduction. But, I mean, it's traditional for a reason, just because that's more proper storytelling, I would say. This jump is a little bit weird to me. Would you rather have a yard sale and sell stuff for low prices or for big prices? I mean, like, if people were going to buy regardless, big prices, because then I'd get more money. But, yeah. Sorry to spoil the moment, but I'll make it up to you. Okay. The demo doesn't even make it back to the scene. Consider it a preview or premonition of what's to come down the line, though. Oh, I don't think I got to this point during my whole, like, spiel there. But another thing is that, like, had I known, or had I been able to see Sid's and Maisie's relationship throughout the game, like, leading up to that scene, I might have made a different decision with the hug and kiss. I still totally think, like, you know, don't want to catch her on the rebound, she's confused, don't want to take advantage of her kind of thing. But getting to see their actual relationship over the course of time, things like that, you know, getting a better idea of whether she might actually want me to kiss her, or if that's like the end goal sort of thing, it would make a difference. So, yes, premonition, gotcha. For now, though, we need to go back, say, 2 weeks. On week 6 of their last semester of 10th grade, another thing about that, to jump back, is based upon the starting screen. I know I'm lingering here a long time. Based upon the starting screen, Maisie is one of 3 options, and that might be incorrect, but that's what it seems like. And so to have that be the starting scene is a little bit weird, because immediately you're thrown into a close, like, intimate relationship with Maisie instead of the other 2 girls whose names I don't yet know. And, like, maybe Maisie was considered the main girl character. Maybe it's kind of the OTP sort of thing. But it's a little strange. Like, it worked for me because Maisie was my favorite of the 3 just based upon what I've seen, just like purely physical appearances. But other people are obviously going to have different physical tastes than me. So yeah. On week 6 of their last semester of 10th grade, here we go. The Australian spring is well underway. I'm not familiar with Australia, aside from the fact that it's terrifying, because wild creatures there are, like, ginormous and violent. That's where our story really begins. Or super small and poisonous. Take your pick. Now, maybe all of this, maybe that tutorial prologue kind of thing, is just within the demo. And if that's the case, that's fine, because you're trying to show off, like, a particular scene that you want... I did not read that at all. That you want people to get excited about in order to, you know, play the game when it comes out. But I don't think I would... I don't like it for the main game. Again, so far. Maybe my opinion of that will change as I play through this demo. But so far I don't like how that starts. Apologies. I don't want to offend you, just, you know, I'm trying to be honest. So week 6, day, Monday, time, lunch. Love lunchtime. Lunchtime's great. How long do I have to stay in college? I mean, I'll get my bachelor's after spring semester. And so then we'll see from there. Like, I'm still debating maybe going for a master's degree, but I don't know for sure yet. If I do go for a master's degree, it'll take like another 3 years, like, minimum, so that sucks. Looks like I'm the first here, but I guess I did get out of class early. The courtyard is still quiet as everyone's still in class. In the distance, I can see the sports team playing on the oval, and I can hear the band class is still doing practice in the auditorium nearby. I put a comma after distance, but the other comma's alright. I sit down by our usual bench and unwrap my sandwich from my bag. But see, this is our usual bench. Is this with Maisie? I take a bite out of it. Ham and cheese. Nice. Bring. Even though I knew it was coming, I can't help but jump. Almost as if it were a creature coming back to life, I see the distant doors and entrances of school swing open and students pour out. Wait, what do you mean you think at the age of 25? I don't know what you mean by that, Inkachu. Anyway, this is Foster Hills High, located in the small city of the same name. I just put a comma after high and lowercase located. It's the same sentence, right? This is Foster Hills High, located in the small city of the same name. Foster Hills is a city that's too small to really be a city, but too big to be a town either. It's a maximum of a 1-hour drive to get from one end of Foster Hills to the other. Traffic is rare here too. It's a 2-hour train ride from the city of Sydney. Foster Hills is a nice small city. Probably comma after nice. It's covered in hills and high-rises. It's a recent development of a city too, so it's surprisingly green for an Australian city. Comma after city. Like, before two. This school, Foster Hills High, is a public school that houses students of all kinds here. I don't know if we need Foster Hills High. We've already been talking about Foster Hills High. You'd probably be okay just saying this school. Or this is a public school. Or Foster Hills High is a public school, or something. It's relatively famous for its arts programs such as theater, music, and traditional art. Stuff that all my friends are into, but not so much for me. Otherwise, the school's facilities are nice enough, albeit limited. I've never run into much trouble here. Not to say that the school doesn't have its problems. But all around, it's alright. I don't like all around. I don't think that's appropriate. I would just say all around. Or if you're going to say all around for some reason, I'd probably remove the hyphen, put an apostrophe before the R to show that you're omitting the A from around. And I would change alright from A-L-R-I-G-H-T to A-L-L space R-I-G-H-T. Not only because that's more correct, but because you had that earlier, and consistency is important. So, if you have your first kid, what gender do you think it will be? It's 50-50. It's pretty 50-50, right? So I don't know. Like, if I were a Vulpix, I'd say probably a male. Oh wait, shoot. Are Vulpix mostly male or female? I don't remember. Well, I know starters are mostly male. If we're going with Pokemon. Anyway. It might not be my place to judge, though. I'd put a comma after judge, as I only moved into this area at the start of last year. Speaking of which... Ah! From the ground. This is me. Sydney Ivankovich. Is that his name? Sydney Ivankovich? I'm gonna say yes. Nothing special about me or worth really noting, but a quick introduction might be in order. I might change worth really noting to really worth noting. To me, that just sounds better, and I don't think it changes the meaning. Nothing special about me or really worth noting, as opposed to nothing special about me or worth really noting. I don't know. Really worth noting just sounds better to me. I moved into the school in town at the end of last year. Certain circumstances meant we had to move from our home, but Dad found a job in this small city. It was weird at first, but I've adjusted well to this new city over time. Even if it's nothing like the big city. Favorite... Do you mean favorite chip or favorite Dorito? Because Dorito, I'm between Cool Ranch and Original, honestly. They're both good for different reasons. Actually, as far as chips go, Doritos might be my favorite too. No, I like sour cream and onion. Sour cream and onion potato chips are nice. Those kinds of things. I guess it's relatively new compared to a lot of the locals who've lived their whole lives around these parts. But that's all the important stuff about me. Oh, okay. Nothing about your age or your interests or anything? Lost in thoughts for a moment, I sit at the bench waiting for someone to appear. So obviously he did have multiple thoughts, but I'd still probably just say lost in thought, because I think we get the idea of that, you know, that phrase. So yeah. Glomp! Pierce the skies. And so, someone does. I feel someone's arms wrap around me from behind and above. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. I feign struggle, but she holds me tighter. I would hug back, but she's behind me, so I sit there helpless for a moment. I put a comma after me, till she releases me and walks around to sit across from me. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, T-I-L-L is an appropriate thing, like T-I-L-L is an appropriate word on its own to mean until, but T-I-L, I think if you're going to use that, you need to put an apostrophe before the T to suggest that you're omitting the UN. And you did this earlier, again, during the prologue, so again, I would choose consistency. Vulpix are 25% male? Darn, okay. I knew it was 25% one of them. So that's fair. Yes, Vulpix is predominantly female, we now know. Looks like someone got out of class early, that's right. Yeah, you know how Mr. Wharton is. He just lets you go whenever he feels like going on an early lunch himself. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish my teachers were like that. Mrs. Gruntleberry always keeps us in as long as she possibly can in art. Gruntleberry. Told you that you should have done IT with me this semester. It's an easy ticket with that class. The ultimate bludge. Is bludge an Australian thing? Because I am not familiar with bludge. Anyway. Man, I can't believe I go to the one school where art isn't the ultimate bludge class. I think in this case I would capitalize... would I? I might capitalize art. I would at least look into it. I can't say for certainty, but I know that you capitalized art earlier. I can't remember if you're supposed to capitalize things when it's the name of the class. I want to say yes. I'd at least look into it, but you capitalized art earlier. I would capitalize it here because she's specifically referring to art as the name of the class and not just as the subject. So, Mr. Mime can be female too. Yeah, that's true. But Kangaskhan is only female, Tauros is only male, Chansey is only female. Jinx is only female, I'm pretty sure. There are a number of weird things like that, with Pokemon gender-only stuff. If only IT didn't sound so horrible. Oh, trust me, Jada. Jada, we know her name now. I know nothing about computers, and I'm still doing pretty alright. Again, with alright. I won't harp on it because I've already said that I just switched it to ALL space RIGHT. Hee hee. You're so funny. I know I am. This is Jada. She's Maisie's childhood best friend. We were in a couple of the same classes when I came to the school at the end of last year, but we never spoke. In fact, I kind of didn't know she existed. I just knew she was a vaguely dorky girl who might be interested in games and stuff too. Primarina and Sarina can be male? I don't remember those well enough, I think. Okay, Morgan says she thinks you're supposed to regarding capitalizing the name of the classes because you're not saying art class, you're using art like a proper noun. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if she were saying just art in general, like as a subject or, you know, like a medium. I mean, art's not a medium, but you get me. Then you don't capitalize it, but as a class, I feel like you do. I capitalize the names of my classes if I'm trying to be formal, but I just can't guarantee that that's the rule. So I would lean towards saying you should capitalize the names of classes if you're using them as official classes, but I would also look it up to be safe. Just in general, you know, you have time when you're editing these things, so yeah. It wasn't until I met Maisie that I really got to know Jada. She's awkward, cute, and maybe a little too ready to speak her mind. But I like that about her too. It means she's honest. So, again, I feel like it's optional, but I would put a comma before a lot of these twos that you have in this. Some of them more optional than others, in my mind, but I would still lean toward it. Oh, so how you been going on, Master Lawyer? What? Are we calling her Master Lawyer? In that case, if we're addressing her as Master Lawyer, like as a cheeky thing, I'd put a comma after on. And Jada's face lights up. I brace myself for the fangirl within her to break free. I think fangirl is one word. I think that's acceptable as one word now. I'd look it up, but if it is, yeah, just remove the hyphen and make it one word. Oh, I have so much to say! I just beat the 3rd case last night! What? I go to speak. It's my favorite part of the game. Oh, it's a game. Let me check then. So how you been going on Master Lawyer? Okay. If it's the name of the game, if you were able to do this, you should be able to do this, I would think, in your program. Whatever you use, whether you're programming it yourself or using like a software, I think you can italicize. I would italicize Master Lawyer if it's like the name of a video game, because titles of like video games, of books, of movies should be italicized. Titles of songs or chapters or like poems or short stories should be put in quotation marks, things like that. So, and I don't know if "how you been going on" is an Australian phrase, but it reads a little awkwardly to me. I go to speak. It's my favorite part of the game. How should I play this? Let my excitement loose. This is the kind of person I feel like we could totally just nerd out over. I was looking at my mic talking again. Let my excitement loose. Oh my god, I know, hey! How good was it at the end? The reveal and breakdown of the true culprit. If he's talking super quickly because he's excited, I can give it a pass, but otherwise there's some punctuation needed in there with like, I know, hey. Jada can't help but bounce up and down a little. I couldn't believe it was him all along. Me either. I know. Oh, and not to mention the animation was so well done. And the music. Jada gasps. The music was so amazing. Whoa, hey, what's all this excitement about? I don't think you need an H at the end of whoa. If you're trying to make it particularly breathy, I guess, but I think otherwise just WHOA is appropriate for whoa. Like, I'm pretty sure that's an accepted version, and I don't think if you look in the dictionary you'd see WHOAH. If I'm wrong, by all means. Oh, and then also just like, hey, comma, what's all this excitement about is what I'd say. What classes do I take? Surprisingly enough, English. I take English courses. I'm an English major. Oh, hey, Maisie. Same thing, you put a comma after hey. Hey, did you guys sneak out of class early to talk privately together or something? Huh? Come on, what are you guys up to? Why is she looking like that? You don't have to be so suspicious. She looks like heartbroken, honestly. What should I say? Huh? We were just talking about Master Lawyer. Jada's gotten really far since I lent it to her is all. God, my delay was a bit rough there. Oh, the lawyer game? Yeah, it's good. You should play it. I dunno, you know me and games. Oh, it's not like most games. It's mostly talking and reading. Sounds kinda boring. Ouch. Jada looks a bit deflated, but she turns to me with a smile. Do I still watch Ruby? No, I haven't seen any Ruby past what you guys have seen me watch. So, yeah. Right, so as I was saying, I just got up to the last case now. Oh wow, really? I stayed up so late last night, I couldn't put it down. I have so much I want to talk about with you. Maisie looks a bit bored. Maybe we should include her. First, I need to talk to you about how cute Gabriel was throughout the... should I change the subject? No, I totally agree that, like, if you have another person there, you should try to include them. However, I'm not just gonna be like, no, you stop talking. She's here now. You know, like, I'm not gonna be a dick like that. I'm sorry if you're bored, Maisie, but you did come late to the conversation. Let us just wrap things up, and then we'll, you know, do something that you can enjoy too. So, let her speak. The entire game. Now, I totally ship him with Hans, but I also think it'd be so cute with his assistant boy too. Oh wow, really? I mean, I'm not one for shipping, but I thought the game was totally pushing Gabriel with Ava. I put a comma after shipping. Oh, I guess. But that's so boring. We need more exciting ships than whatever the game sets up. I disagree. But doesn't that defeat the entire purpose of the story? Oh, come on, you can't have a story without an audience. Didn't some famous director or something once say, a story is nothing without an audience? I'd consider a comma after ah, and I would probably capitalize A in the quote, a story is nothing without an audience. And I would... Oh, does this get into British versus American? This might get into British versus American. Or, I say British, but like that's just only where I know from. I don't know if Australia does the same thing. But, I think that you should put the question mark outside of the quotations. So, like, open quote, capital A, story is nothing without an audience, end quote, question mark. That's how I would do it. Pretty sure she may have just made that up. Maisie pulls out her phone. Jada and I chat a bit more, likely spoiling the entire game for Maisie if she was listening. And that's why Gabriel may be the cutest, but Hans is the hottest. Wow, I didn't know there was so much to say just about those two guys. And their supposed intense chemistry, right? Me either. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rant. Maisie sighs. It's okay. I guess I felt a bit disincluded. I guess that's fine, because she's clearly, like, making up a word. Mostly there's gonna be a third person! Like you could tell, just because it shifts over. Death Battle made Ganondorf join again, and he fought Dracula from Castlevania. Oh, interesting. Don't tell me who won, because I might react to those later, but interesting. Mostly because I've been itching to share some news with you guys. Oh, cool. Jade and I look at one another. Oh? Yeah. This is kind of weird to announce, but... Oh, we're Gracie and Stu, actually. They said they wanted to stay back and work on their art projects. They're still in the art room. Huh. I could go get them if you like? Oh no, I'll just talk to them later. So, as I was saying... Hi guys. I see Jada look a bit surprised as she sees who is behind us. I'd remove that comma. But I know exactly who it is, just by her voice. Questionable comma. I know I'm in college, but I won't always be in college. I'm well aware, Inkachu. Hello, Figure, welcome to the stream. Maisie and I turn to look at her. Oh, and so, by the way, for anyone who was not here at the beginning of the stream, or when I said this, this is and you could tell by the title, but this is the demo for a visual novel called LoveSick Darlings. If you'd like to check it out, they have a Kickstarter currently. It's going for another it's 15 days as of now, so tomorrow's 14 days, pretty sure. I think that's what I saw when I last checked it. If you'd like to participate in that Kickstarter, the game has already been funded, but you can help them meet stretch goals if you think this game seems interesting and you want to be able to support that. If you want to copy for yourself, if you want to like partake in whatever prizes they have to offer, you can use the command that I put, ! LoveSick Darlings, or ! Kickstarter. And for those of you watching on YouTube, you can check the description below for the link. There you go. So, there she is. My heart flutters at the sight of her. Oh, do I love her for some reason? So naturally pretty without even trying, an irresistible charm that draws everyone around her in. It's why she gets along with literally everyone at school. Which is really weird to me, because Maisie and Jada are both, like, way more attractive to me than she is. Am I alone in that? Anyway, I guess Sid just has a type, that's fine. Even losers like us. She's a bit of a hipster and secretly very opinionated, but she owns it well. She pretty much only speaks when she has to, usually keeping her thoughts to herself. I don't eat anything else in college, Inkachu. I eat microwave burritos and tortillas. This is what I eat. I mean, like, I'll snack, I'll have crackers and stuff. In fact, she's so reserved that she's kind of a mystery to me even now. But there's one thing I do know. I have a huge crush on her. Hey, I don't know what emotion you have there. Oh, hey, Steph. I find myself struggling to speak. Yo, man. Thankfully, she doesn't really take notice of my attempt to greet her. I better come after thankfully. How you guys going? Okay, that must be an Australian thing. That's weird to me. No offense, of course, but I'm just not familiar with that. Like, I would say, how is it going, or how you guys doing? I wouldn't say, how you guys going. I guess that's, yeah, interesting. Oh, you know, just talking about lawyer video games and crappy classes, the usual. Sounds exciting. Don't sound too interested, you might scare us. Hahaha, sorry. I didn't mean to sound that way. I think you sound fine. But I keep my mouth shut. I can't help but clam up. You joining us this lunchtime, Steffi? I would, but I promised Ara, that I'd meet her out in the Oval soon. Ah, fair enough. Actually, while you're here, I have some news. You should hear this too. Oh yeah, what was it you wanted to tell us? Is this going to be more troublesome gossip again? I'd probably capitalize the is there too. So I feel like and the is are two separate sentences, so yeah. No, it's good this time, I swear. We all look to Maisie, and I can see how happy it makes her to be the subject of everyone's attention. The music faded. It's gonna get intense, y'all. I have a boyfriend! Oh my gosh, that's gonna end well. Everyone. Huh? Yeah, I know, right? Probably better come after now. When did this happen? How come we only found out now? Whoa, congrats, dude. That's rad. Probably come after congrats. You could take any suggestions I give, leave any suggestions I give, all your call. You want a girlfriend? I'm sorry, man. I kinda do too. Aw, thanks. Maisie has a boyfriend? Is it someone we know? Are they in our year? No and no. Huh? Then how? Well, remember that class trip I went on for band last week? I don't think you need a hyphen between class and trip. It's good as it is. Just class trip. Space. Oh, don't remind me. I really wanted to go, but... Jada gasps. No way! Yes way, ho. Okay, we're going there. Is H-O-E proper there? I thought it was H-O. I'm Googling that. Yeah, H-O-E is the gardening tool, right? Oh, no. Actually, if you scroll down further, it's also a variant spelling of H-O, ho, which is a prostitute, or offensive, a woman. So, I mean, they're both offensive, but, yeah. Okay, so I want to say that H-O is the more proper one, but it says that H-O-E is a variant spelling of it, so take a pick, I suppose. Just be aware that people like me might call that out as being inaccurate. So, like, I know what it meant, Ingachu, but it's just a matter of, like, is that the proper spelling? Because there's a difference. Or at least, I thought there was a difference, and there kind of is a difference, but there's not as much of a difference as I thought there was. So, right, I recall it now. Last week on Friday, she was gone all day on that class trip. But how did she meet someone? He's a boy from that boys' grammar school. I see. Man after my own heart. Oh la la. Probably ooh. We can make that ooh, just so we know what you're saying. But one of our school's girls... Oh, also, going back though to boys' grammar. I would look into that and just think about it a little bit. You could have something like farmer's market where, you know, like, there is no apostrophe because it's not necessarily possessive. I forget what kind of noun that's called. You could do that with, like, boys' locker room where you don't have to have any sort of possessive apostrophe in there, so you might be able to do that with boys' grammar school. But if it's not that case and you do need an apostrophe, then I would think you would need it after the S because it's a grammar school belonging to multiple boys. I'd also question the title though there because having just boy and just grammar capitalized and not like... that just seems weird to be, for boys' grammar to be an entire title for a school or name for, you know? I don't know. Think about it, look into it. I'd Google stuff, find examples, things like that. One of our school's girls consorting with the rich upper-class boys from grammar? How scandalous. No, it's not like that. We just got to chatting at the cross-school event, and after we became friends on FaceFile, we talked all weekend. Like, non-stop. I think that can be one word, non-stop. We love the same bands, he's funny and nice, and most of all, he's watched all 6 seasons of Otherworld. Again, you could, if you want to be specifically proper, or particularly proper, you could italicize the title of Otherworld because it's the title of the show. Yeah. I've never seen Maisie quite like this in the year I've known her. I didn't know it was possible for anyone to sweep her off her feet like this. Must be a heck of a guy. I take a breath. So, who is this guy? What's his name? Maisie giggles. Nacho. His name's actually Nacho? Huh? Come again? You heard me right. It's my nickname for him. Ah, I see. What? Fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. If that's his name, then who am I to judge? What, are you serious? Screw Sid, I need the story behind this nickname. It's nacho business, that's right. The one on the right looks like Dora? Fair enough, fair enough. I'm pretty curious too, though. I'd put a comma after curious and a comma after 2. Well, if you must know. It all started during lunch at the venue. We were eating at the food court nearby, and I was kind of on my own that day. Thanks to Jada. I'm sorry! But yeah, I was sitting on my own when he and 2 of his friends sat across from me. You just noticed her moon pants and you enjoy them. Awesome. Oh? See now, I did the usual thing and told them to F off, but ow. Maisie starts playing with her necklace. Ah! My phone shut off, hold on. Or the screen. There we go, I'm back. He totally noticed my Otherworld necklace. Oh, the limited edition one! Yeah, we got to talking and I rambled on about my favorite characters and... Wait, why is his name Nacho? Oh, right, the most important bit. Well, while we chatted and gushed over Otherworld, I asked his name and... Well, with the mouthful of nachos he was eating, he said... Nachos. I gotcha. He thought I asked what he was eating. He was so embarrassed and his friends gave him such a hard time. I haven't let him go about it all weekend. He's even called Nacho in my contacts. Wait, so does he have a real name? Matthew. Maisie shrugs. But Nacho is much cooler. Well, one way or another, congrats. Even if your boyfriend is a menu item at a Mexican restaurant. Well, I think it's a great nickname. Is it a great nickname? I don't know what's wrong with his real name. I mean, as long as they're both happy with it, it's a great nickname, right? That's my opinion. I think it's great too. Maisie looks at me. Really? Yeah, really? I kind of expected you to hate it the most. Well, what can I say? Your story was good, and you presented a strong argument. Oh, well, thanks, I guess. Well, besides, now that I've entered his name as Nacho in my phone, I don't know how to change it. That's very sad, Maisie. Wait, really? Oh shoot, I'm running late. Bring! As the class bell again. Oh, double shoot! Ara is gonna be so mad at me. Oh, sorry to keep you here so long. Steph picks up her sling bag and turns to go. Or sorry to keep you here so long. I feel like I said that weird. Nah, it's okay. It's always fun hanging with you guys, but I better go. See you later. Bye, Steph. See you. Talk later. Bye. Steph turns towards the oval and disappears into the mass of students, all walking back towards the school building. Probably don't need the comma after students there, because into the mass of students all walking back towards the school building, that works well. I guess you can technically have a comma, if you're kind of separating the students from, like, Steph, but I don't think you need it. I would say you're welcome, but man, you didn't say a word to her today. That's not true, I said stuff. Kind of. Come on, I set her up so well for you to talk about relationship stuff and dating. My new boyfriend was the perfect segue to try to get a feel for where she's at. Like, I can accept that, come on. Just like the D''YOU or Y''KNOW as like it's a more casual slangy sort of thing. That's very dialectical, so I can accept the come on. And also, use the right segue. I don't think you've ever used the wrong it's either, so kudos to all that kind of thing. I know. Jada pats me on the back. Aw, Sid, don't worry, it's okay. Even I get nervous around someone if I like them. Maisie crosses her arms. Look, I know your anxiety is at its highest with the formal coming up at the end of the semester, but put a comma after but, and I know I've said this before, and I haven't said this every time, but like after an ellipsis, in this case, when it's like at the beginning of a sentence, I would capitalize it. If it's an ellipsis that trails into, like if it's just a pause between a sentence, then don't. But if it's the start of a sentence, yeah, capitalize it. You can't just keep going like this. You've got to tell you how you feel sometime. Otherwise, the chance might just slip away. Sorry. I guess I felt a little off recently. My whole body clams up around her. I feel like I have no control sometimes, no matter how much I want to say and seem cool. It's kind of awkward, but I guess if he would say it, he would say it. Maisie sighs. Okay, to clarify, what I think is a little awkward is no matter how much I want to say and seem cool. Because I get that it's no matter how much I want to say and no matter how much I want to seem cool, but just having the and in between and then like leading into one another because they're structured a little bit differently and like the meanings are a little different. A little awkward to read like that, but yeah. Maisie sighs. It's okay. She wraps her arms around me and gives me a hug. I hug her back. I guess we should get going to class, eh? Jada picks up her large bag, and I can see bits and pieces of art supplies poking out. Is that... yeah? I don't know how to pronounce that. I have maths now. Gross, maths. Ugh, maths. I grab my bag too, and we begin walking back to the school building together. I calm after bag. The corridors are mostly empty now, as we took our time on our way to classes. I don't like that comma, but I can't flat out say it's wrong, so I'll leave it at that. I mean, I know my story of meeting Nacho makes it sound easy, but sometimes you gotta just go for it. I know, if he hadn't approached me, and if I hadn't been open to talking with him... Didn't you tell him to F off when you met him? Keep your voice down, we're inside, everyone can... I mean, sure, he's a couple of years older than me, but what difference should that make? Jada and I stop. Maisie stops and turns to face us. What? How much older? Well, he... Maisie says something too quietly for us to hear. 1 year older? 2 years older? Oh god, don't tell me he's a staff member of Grammar High. No, he's in his final year, so just over 2 years older than us. Jada and I turn to look at each other. Oh, come on, guys. I don't know, Maisie. I don't think that's too bad. The worst part about that is just that he'll graduate and then she'll still be in high school. So, like, she'll be in high school and then he'll be in college. Like, because 2 years isn't a big thing. But just because they'll be so immersed in, like, completely different, like, cultures. You know, just high school and college again. That's where it's a little weird. I don't know. So, like, while they're in high school, I don't mind so much, but just thinking ahead to the future. Hey, 4th period's already started. Get to class. Crap, a teacher. Let's text about this later? Sure. There's not even an end punctuation there. Like, capitalize share, put a period or something. Unless it's gonna continue when I click. Okay, no, definitely put end punctuation, yeah. Jada heads up the other hallway. Maisie and I continue forward through the corridor. Alright, I'm off to English then. Yeah, I'll see you. I turn to leave. Hey, I stop. Different art style, but very cute. What do you think of me and Nacho? It's hard. I want to be supportive and be there for my best friend. But on the other hand, I know nothing about this guy or this new relationship. I mean, this is our first real relationship after all. I know you haven't met him and it's probably unfair to ask you, but... As my best friend, how do you feel? I put a comma after friend. How do I truly feel? You know, I don't think the second option's even bad. Like, I just want you to be careful. Totally accurate. I'd say that to my friends. I mean, I would probably combine it like, hey man, good for you. I mean, be careful, but especially in her case, with it being an older guy, with it being someone she just barely met, with it being someone that none of us had met, with them being, you know, in different schools, I'd say to be careful. I think that's appropriate. While I am happy for her, while I do only have, like, since I only have 2 options, I'm gonna select, I just want you to be careful. Amazing. Yeah? I'm glad you're happy, but I just want you to be careful too. This guy is from another school and is much older than us. I want to be happy for you, but I can't help but worry about my best friend. Sorry, I kind of went on a ramble there. Not really. I mean, thanks for worrying, but I can take care of myself. You don't need to worry about me. I do appreciate that you care enough about me to say this. But you should know I don't need your protection. You're right. I probably shouldn't worry. You can believe in me. Okay. I go to say something, comma, but... Hey, get to class already! Okay, crap. We better actually get moving now. Haha, yeah, you're right. We still good for after school, by the way? Of course. See you later. Cool. Alright. Maisie looks away and heads up the stairs. I head to class myself. As I arrive to class late, I accidentally interrupt the teacher who's already talking as I come in. He gives me a cold glare as I shuffle in late and sit down. I mean, she's right. It's not my job to worry about her. She's her own self, and is more than capable of making her own decisions without me needlessly worrying. You can remove that comma because you don't have a subject following and. So just she's her own self and is more capable. If you want the comma, you should do she's her own self, and she is more than capable. Like, just put the she back in. Yeah, there you go. All I can do is try to be supportive, and I'm sure everything will be fine. I try to concentrate in English class, comma, but for some reason I can't seem to keep my focus. Yeah, I think that comma's appropriate. I mean, it's not there, but the one is... I think I put a comma there. Yeah. Week 6, day Monday, time afternoon. Okay, cool. So just a few hours after that scene. The afternoon classes go by in a flash. Bring! More bells. Before I know it, I'm already outside school and on my way to the bus stop. You can remove that comma because, again, there's no subject after and. So just I'm already outside school and on my way to the bus stop. Yep. I just can't get this whole Maisie Nacho situation out of my mind. Of course, however, you should keep in mind, too, that I am approaching these grammatical issues with an American mindset. I don't know if it's different in Australia. I'm assuming that since this is based like in Australian high school that you're from Australia. That might be inaccurate too. But if the rules of grammar are particularly different there, like I said, I know they are at least between like America and like British English, that kind of thing, with punctuation and quotation marks. But I don't know about other stuff, so, you know, take everything with a grain of salt, look into things yourself, and just do the best for your game that you can. Okay. Dang it, why? Hey, Sid, wait up! I stop and turn. Oh, hey, it's her again. Excuse me, why were there question marks? We know her voice, right? What happened to going home together? Well, I thought maybe you had gone ahead? Oh, come on, when have I ever had a history of being early? That's a fair point. Hey, you're not meant to agree. Well, any later and we might end up missing the bus. Let's get a hustle on then, slowpoke. Maisie runs ahead of me. Really? You're the one ditching me now? I run after her as she laughs. Huff, huff, phew. There are only 2 periods in that first ellipsis. Make it 3. I can't believe you made me run all the way here. Also, I don't think that's a space after the ellipsis. I assume that's just natural space before the characters. But, like, the characters as in, like, the letters. But don't put a space after ellipses, just in case. I can't believe how unfit you are. It's not that far from school to here. Quiet, you. Maisie laughs and wanders over to one of the many seats lined up at the bus stop. Come on, I found a seat for you, Iron Man athlete. Why are you like this? Begrudgingly, I shuffle over towards her and take a seat. I check my phone for the time. Seems the run was worth it. We have a bit of time before the bus gets here. Heck yeah! Around us is the chatter of students ranging from 13 to 18 years old. Children and nearly full-grown adults standing around together, somehow all from the same school. Here we are, Maisie and I, in the middle of it all. Halfway through high school. Lowercase high school. Unless you're giving the name, like the official name or title of a high school, I'm just lowercase at all. Halfway through high school. Able to see how far we've come by looking at the year 7s. Does that mean 7th graders? Is that what you're referring to? I wouldn't have the apostrophe because that indicates possession and not just like plurality. But I guess you can leave it as a numerical 7. Who's that? Oh, hello, Jolteon. Welcome to the stream, and thank you. I like my hat as well. But yes, there's that. And how far we have to go when we look, at the year 12s. Just again, I wouldn't have the apostrophe, just 12s. If it's easier, you might just write it out instead of having the numerical 7 and 12. Like actually write out SEVENS and TWELVES. TWELVES. I still have a little bit of help. But yeah. Maisie rests her head on my shoulder and closes her eyes. No comment there. I'm used to this now. We sit there quietly as buses come and pick up the other students in groups. I spot what looks to be a year 12 boy sitting on his own, listening to his iPod. You could have a hyphen between year and 12, considering that those together are modifying boy. I can't say necessarily that you need it, but that's one of the times where you could do that. So, does your DILF, is that what we're, DILF really? So does your DILF boyfriend look much like him? Now I'm trying to think if you need to capitalize that. I don't think you do. I know some acronyms are like, you know, you should capitalize some acronyms over others, like some just look weird uncapitalized, but that's probably fine. Like, I understand what it's saying. I point as subtly as I can, and Maisie looks up lazily. Ew, no. Way less pimples. Now, I'm sure that you know that it's way fewer pimples, technically speaking, but considering that was in dialogue, totally fair to say less, because that's more about characterization than anything grammatical. Almost as if on cue, he turns and looks at us. Maisie turns and buries herself in my chest, trying to muffle her laughter. I can't help but look down. Think he heard us? I look back up and he's back on his phone. Phew. I think we're safe. Sorry to put you on the spot. Wouldn't be the first time. Maisie shrugs and puts her head back on my shoulder. Another bus stops by, picking up more students. Oh, hey, I was gonna say earlier today. You lent that lawyer game or whatever to Jada, huh? I wouldn't hyphenate it. Just lawyer space game. Why does she have to make it sound so boring? Yeah, well, I suppose I did. Well, that's no fair. What are you guys doing lending and sharing stuff? Huh? I don't know. I've just been bugging you for a while, and I was wondering if you had put any more thought into starting Otherworld yet? Oh, right. Maisie's favorite show in the world. Pretty sure she can recite every line of dialogue in sequence. She's not much of a geek, but this is her one thing, I suppose. I put a comma after thing. I mean, I've thought about it, of course. And maybe a comma after it there, too. But it's kind of intimidating knowing how much it means to you now. Hey Morgan, does this sound at all familiar? Well, Jada really liked it after I showed it to her. That's true, comma, but I think I've probably got it all spoiled by the sheer amount of discussions I've heard you and Jada have over it. Maisie sits up straight and turns to me. Sid, if I lend it to you, would you at least try it? I put a comma after you. Like, if I lend it to you, a comma, would you at least try it? I mean, I suppose I would. Technically, for being grammatically correct, I would say I mean, comma, I suppose I would, but I would also do things like that in dialogue, not having it, because then it streams together, and I think that's the way that's supposed to be intended here, so take your pick. Then it's decided. When we go past my house tonight, I'll lend you season 1. I put a comma after tonight. Well, I mean, I didn't really say yes. Oh, the bus is here. Let's go. Whoa, hey, I wasn't done. So, bright side, you are using the whoa that I don't like, having that H at the end, but you do seem to be being consistent. I don't remember a time where you used whoa that wasn't like that, so good. Consistency, at the very least, is nice, but I still would consider changing it. Maisie stands up and pulls me from the seat towards the bus. What have I signed up for? Maisie and I sit at the back of the bus. She's chatting about how excited she is that I'm starting Otherworld. It's intimidating, but it's nice to see her in such a happy mood today. We start to approach the shopping center near our street. Oh, I have the perfect idea! Huh? Let's go to that new Mexican place. Sure. Do you think we look extra mature today or something? It's a bar, remember? No, they have a dinner menu too. I don't know. Come on, treat us as a celebration for me getting a boyfriend. Wait, why am I the one paying? Let's practice some of that impulsiveness we talked about. Less thinking and more doing. Oh, but I promised my family I'd be home. Family? Maisie pauses and raises an eyebrow. Boring. She presses the big red button on the bus. Ding. Wait, how are we gonna get home? It's not far from here. We can walk. Oh, geez. Walking. Come on, Mr. Iron Man. Earlier, didn't you have Iron Man be one word? I would say you should just have it be one word. I'm looking it up. We're almost there. Almost there. Oh, Iron Man, yep, you have it as one word here. Iron Man athlete. So I would just make that one word here too, Mr. Iron Man. And if you're saying Mr. Iron Man, if you're gonna call him that as a name, I'd probably capitalize Iron Man too. Just so you know. The bus pulls up to the stop and opens its doors. Are you sure we're meant to be here? No one's at the counter. Oh, come on, don't be scared. Hey, you, no kids in here. This is a bar. Eek! I grab Maisie by the hand. Sorry, our mistake, let's go. Again, grammatically speaking, you'd have a comma after sorry. But if you're trying to make it so he's so nervous, he's rushing it out. Fair. But she doesn't move. I turn to look at her, but it's too late. Hey, this kid has had a great day hanging out with her best friend after getting a boyfriend. If this kid wants to celebrate with a burrito, then you bet I'm gonna get a darn burrito. I stand perfectly still. I'm stunned. She looks pretty nervous too, honestly. She doesn't look very bold. She looks very, very anxious. Maisie, why can't you keep your mouth shut sometimes? That's a question. Make it a question mark. Maisie stands there, unmoving. Then why the heck didn't you say you wanted some grub? Come around the other end and I'll get you kids a seat. Huh? Maisie winks as she drags me forward to one of the tables. The chef sits us down and gives us some menus. Don't capitalize chef. No alcohol. He takes the wine and drink list away from the table and goes back to the kitchen. Aww. I sit quietly for a moment, but I can't hold it. What the heck was that? You know, figured they'd be happy to serve us if they knew all we wanted was food. You're crazy, you know that? Come after crazy, is what I would say. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Thanks, I try. I'd just have those be two separate sentences. Which has been the case for some other things that I haven't mentioned. Do with that what you will. I look through the menu. There it is. Oh hey, they got your boyfriend on the menu. I show her the menu, pointing at nachos. Obviously, you know that those are... You know the second one is a sentence fragment. You leave it, like, do what you want with it. Maisie raises an eyebrow. I'm sure that'll never get old. I can't help but laugh. It's nice to not be the one always getting teased. Albeit I am curious about the nachos here. I feel like albeit's not the right word for this. I'd say although, maybe. I don't think albeit is correct. I could be wrong, but it sounds really weird to me. I'd just say although. The chef comes out. Good job, didn't capitalize it this time. The chef comes out and we make our orders. A burrito and some nachos. Maybe put a colon there. And then lowercase the A before burritos. Or burrito. Oh, how much extra is guac? The chef snorts. You're at an authentic Mexican bar. No extra cost for guacamole, kid. It comes in everything I make. Oh, neat. He wanders off behind the door with our order. I was checking punctuation there. I was like, did I see a semicolon? I did not. You could have had a semicolon. Or a colon, honestly. You could say you're at an authentic Mexican bar, colon, no extra cost for guacamole. But anyway. I turn to Maisie. Nice! She giggles. Time passes, and we get through most of our food. Oh my god. This is the burrito of a lifetime. Screw your boyfriend. You should be going at these nachos instead. You need to come here again. Absolutely. In fact, Maisie rummages through her bag for a moment. She pulls out her phone. Let's commemorate this. Wanna join me? Are we having a selfie? Okay, let's do it. She motions over to her side. Sure. But then I remember, she does have a boyfriend that I've never met. What will he think of her taking a selfie with another guy? If that would be a concern, then she shouldn't be dating him. For to be that possessive, that would be a huge red flag. So for anyone out there who's watching this, if you have concerns about that, or if your boyfriend has a concern about that, of you taking a selfie with your male friend or your female friend or whatever the case may be, you gotta talk to them about it, and if they're still not cool with it, just cut that relationship off. They cannot be that controlling of you. Just keep that in mind. Are you gonna share it? Yeah, this place has good lighting too. It might be good for a profile pic update too. Just the fact that they both ended with 2 is a little awkward. Also, commas before 2 is what I'd say. But, whatever. If she would say that, yeah. Screw your boyfriend. I think she was planning to at some point. Yeah, probably. So, he will see it, along with anyone else. Maybe I shouldn't send the wrong idea? You coming or what? Yeah, friggin' join her. Oh, screw it. We're best friends. Who cares what this guy thinks? Alright, make room for me over there then. Maisie smiles as I stand up and sit beside her. She holds the camera up to optimal selfie level. She cozies up to me to fit us both in frame. Is that how you spell cozies? I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, because I'm curious. Let's try it. Cozies. Yes. Yes it is. Okay, cool. I wonder if that's just, again, kind of British spelling. Because, yeah, C-O-Z-I-E-S is American spelling for cozies. Cool, now we know. Okay. Shields camera, da-da-da-da-da. Yep. I try my best to smile without looking too dumb. Snap! She puts the camera down and looks at it herself before showing me. She smiles a little. Check it out! She passes her phone to me. Didn't she already show me? She did show me, I thought. Anyway, we look cute. I hope taking that selfie together doesn't give anyone the wrong impression, but if it did give them the wrong impression, then they're not the person for her, so I shut myself up about it. You know, I wasn't joking about you treating us. I am broke. I let out a very deliberate sigh. Come on, no complaining. I got us in here after all. I'm not the one who wanted to come here in the first place, but it's all good. I did some work for my dad on the weekend, so I have some money. Awesome. And also just pay attention to comma splices. Where, in a comma splice is basically if a sentence should end, but instead you just put a comma and then you can continue it. Is basically what that is. And this might kind of be an example of that. Just, it's all good. I did some work for my dad on the weekend, so I have some money. I don't think that should all be one sentence as written. It's all good semicolon, it's all good period. That kind of thing. But just having a comma, I don't think is entirely accurate. Awesome! We go to the counter and pay the chef. He even gave us a special student discount. Cool, okay. This is a neat place. Free guac and student discounts? How much better can it get? Maisie and I walk out, and it's already starting to get dark outside. Wow, okay. Oh geez, we better get home, hey? Comma after home. Maisie turns to me with a smile. What's the rush? We have each other as company. Also, it doesn't look like it's getting dark. You could probably... Oh, if this is a real picture, actually, maybe you couldn't super well get a picture of this at night. But also, now that I think about it... So, these pictures before were drawn, weren't they? Is this the first one that's actually just a photograph? Because that's a little bit weird. Well, was the star one a picture too? I don't know. I would say though with the backgrounds, if you do have them all be real, have them all be real. And if you have some be drawn, have them all be drawn. I'd say again, go for consistency there too. With that, we start walking home. And that might just be because, of course, this is a demo. Game in production, I get it. But just saying, I would go for consistency. Chatting about life, classes, assignments, and friends, comma, we walk all the way home. Put a comma after friends. It takes a little while, but we eventually reach our street, with Maisie's house right at the beginning of it. And, like, that's obviously a sentence fragment. If you want it to be that way for the sake of flow, you can, but just make sure that it's intentional. You know, if you break grammatical rules, make sure that you have actual intention behind it, and it's not just because you were lazy or because you didn't know the rule. Just make it have a reason. Week 6, day mom, time evening. And that is reason number 78 as to why you should just ask Steph out already. I know, it's just hard is all. It's okay, I know you can do it. You should just know that she isn't gonna wait forever. Hey, look, we're at your place already. Yes, we are. Maisie opens the front gate. I don't see a gate. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Where the heck do you think you're going? She hasn't given me Otherworld yet. I need to wait for her to give me the show. I'm not gonna let you forget our deal. You wait right here. What? Without another word, she opens the door to her house and slinks inside. I always forget how nice Maisie's house is. I guess we did move into the nice part of town. At least, I came to learn that. That's what happens when you move here from Sydney, and your dad's a nuclear physicist. Yeah, that would do it. Or something. I haven't really ever asked about his work. But I do recall hearing Maisie's dad works in stockbroking? Do you mean stockbroking? I'll Google stockbroking, but I don't think it's a thing. Stockbroking. Yeah, I'm gonna say you mean stockbroking. So in that case, remove the C in brocking and make it broking. Okay. I don't remember now. A gentle breeze passes by. Our street is at the top of a hill. In this nice part of town. What? Our street is at the top of a hill in this nice part of town, so these breezes come often. I don't like the way those commas are set up, or at least that the word or the sentence is structured. Like, we've already kind of talked about it being the nice part of town, so I'd just say our street is at the top of a hill, so these breezes come often. I mean, with a comma after hill. But I personally just want to get rid of in this nice part of town. They're pretty relaxing. And also, quite cold after a bit. Where is she? As if on cue, I hear muffled yelling from inside Maisie's house. No, Mom, it's just Sid. Don't be so crazy. Also capitalize Mom. And I'd probably put a comma after no. Uh-oh. A few doors slam here and there, and Maisie pops out of the house again. She's holding what looks to be a DVD case. Oh, of course. Hey, Sid. I managed to find the first season of Otherworld for you to, you know. I'll just put a comma after hey is what I would do. Borrow and stuff. Hope it didn't cause any trouble by borrowing this? Oh, no, you didn't. I was gonna argue with Mom no matter what this evening. The day was going too well to not end that way. Maisie, No, please. This is just how it is. Don't worry about it. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I know the first few episodes are a bit slow, but I promise you it gets amazing. Just wait till you get to Humphrey. Or get up to Humphrey. Humphrey? Oh yeah, he's the coolest. You'll see. Honestly, at first it was intimidating, but after chatting this afternoon, I think I'm excited to start this show. I'm glad to hear that. No matter how many times I get people to watch this show, there's always something special about sharing it with someone new. I think I know the feeling. I especially love that I can finally share it with you now. For some reason, I blush. Really? I don't think you have any idea how long I've waited to show you this series. It really does mean a lot to me. She looks me in the eyes with a twinkle in hers. It's like I'm sharing a part of myself with you. I gulp, shivering a little. Isn't it amazing how shows and stuff can help connect us all? Maisie takes a few slow steps towards me. Towards isn't incorrect, but I might want to say toward just because steps toward. I think it sounds better. But again, I don't think it's incorrect, so you recall. It's like, you really will be my best friend after you see this. I exhale. I hadn't realized it, but I had stopped breathing for a moment there. She extends her hands forward, presenting the limited edition Season 1 box set of Otherworld. I don't know if you need that all in quotes or in caps. I'm questioning that. I just look into it. On that cool July evening, I took the first big step in growing closer with Maisie. I'll take great care of it, Maisie. I know you will, because you know what I'd do if you didn't. So in this case, it looks like you actually it looks like you did space hyphen space, or maybe a sort of N- situation. I would do an M-, again, M as in Mario, like the Italian plumber dude. I was looking at my mic again, I'm sorry. But yeah, no spaces between them, just word, M-, word. I do that. Ha ha ha. How seriously should I take that threat? Anyways, on that cheery note of threatening your life, we should split. Anyways is not a real word, it's anyway, but people absolutely will use anyways in dialogue, so if you want to use that for characterization, by all means. Yeah, my parents might get worried. I turn to go. What, no goodbye hug? I smile to myself. I turn back around, and she wraps her arms around me, as I do to her. Again, sentence fragment, do what you will. For a brief moment, something feels different, like a new warmth in me. But it passes, as we let go. No comma there. See you tomorrow? On the bus, yep. I go back out through her front gate with the DVD in my hand. I don't think you need the comma there either, between gate and with. We wave one last time as she disappears past her front door. Also, he was like so worried about the photograph, the selfie with her, but is totally fine with this like super chill hug. Like, I get that it's because the selfie will be seen and the hug will not, but like, that's not a matter of respecting her relationship, that's purely a matter of worrying about what the guy will say when he sees a picture, you know? And there's a difference. I get home, put away my stuff, and talk with my family. I tell them about my day, eat dinner, the usual stuff. I eventually retreat to my room. Not super decorated, is it? I mean, neither is mine, but yeah. I check face file, and she's already uploaded our selfie, as a profile picture no less. Okay, just the way that the font, obviously. Eating some Mexicano with my bestie, this Arvo. What? What's Arvo? Is that a thing? I'm Googling that. Arvo. Oh, it's an Australian, New Zealand, and Britain, or British. Australian? Is it New Zealandish and British? Anyway, like slang for afternoon. I didn't know that. I'm learning so much. Arvo, afternoon, cool. Eating some Mexicano with my bestie, this Arvo. Nice. I click like. Yeah, I was gonna say put the comma inside the quotation mark, but again, like, yeah, if it's the same as like British punctuation stuff, then it would be outside, I think, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not confident with I feel like that's the case, but I'm not confident with my British punctuation quotation mark stuff. So look into your own guidelines and see what you'll do with that. I still think that earlier the question mark should have gone outside the quotation marks, but again, look at how your own guidelines work, because grammar will be different between cultures, and just make sure that it's accurate. I click like and scroll some more. I send some messages. Oh, but then again, actually, with I click like and scroll some more, you don't even need a comma, so you can just get rid of that, because there's no like and I scroll some more. So just cross that out, yeah. I send some messages. Before I know it, it's already 9 p.m. and I've got nothing to do. Another thing with 9 p.m. is look into, if you want to be super grammatically correct and everything, look into how p.m. and a.m. are actually formatted. I believe the more proper thing is 9 space A period M period or P period M period. Or, you know, you could do it with capitalization and stuff like that. But I guess ultimately, as long as you're consistent with how you do it, it should be fine. But again, if you just want to be super nitpicky about it, look that up. I pick up the box set of Otherworld Season 1. comma, and pull out the first disc. Again, no comma there because you're not introducing any new subject, or you're not reintroducing a subject. It's just, I pick up the box set of Otherworld Season 1 and pull out the first disc. I pop it into the fun station, and I sit back. See, the comma there is appropriate because it's I pop it in, comma, and I sit back. There you go. We're learning so much this stream. A woman in a corset and wielding a battle axe is slaying creatures of night in New York. I don't think battle axe needs a hyphen? I don't think it does. Google it. Look into that. Slaying creatures of the night in New York. It's very mazy. Among all our hugs and interactions over the past year, it was that moment in her front yard on that chilly October night that I felt something new. A spark of something more. October night? Wasn't it July? Didn't we say July just earlier? I gotta check now. Am I completely missing something? On that cool July evening, I took the first step in growing closer with Maisie. Okay, is it July or October? Make sure it's consistent. Like, you know, you don't want continuity errors. Unless I'm reading this very wrong. As in, like, obviously I'm reading the words correctly, but reading the situation. Because here, on that cool July evening, and then on that chilly October night. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's just a continuity error. A spark of something more. Not to mention... Okay, wait, so it's either July or it's October. But this was supposed to be spring, right? Okay, let me think. Hold on. So I know that Australia is the other side of the hemisphere, right? I'm aware of that. So I know that, like, summer is with snow and winter is where it's really hot. But do they call them differently? Like, do you call it summer in December? And do you call it winter in, like, you know, June or something like that? Because I don't know. I mean, that's just me. This is me acknowledging my ignorance. I don't know if you call... I wasn't aware whether you call them different things. I just know that obviously the seasons themselves, like, feel different, right? But in that case, I guess spring would be October if they're named differently? But not July. Not July. July would be winter. Right? Anyway, just make sure you fact check that kind of stuff. Just make sure it's, you know, all within continuity and whatnot. Okay. Among all our hugs, da-da-da-da-da. It was that moment in the front yard on the chilly October night that I felt something new. I'd say those commas are appropriate, that's fine. A spark of something more. Of course, it had to be the day she got her first boyfriend. Yep. As fleeting as it was, the warmth from her in that moment stayed with me deep into the night as I watched the first few episodes of Otherworld. It felt like I was truly connecting with her and understanding her better as I watched each episode. And I came to realize that she wasn't lying. They really were a slow first couple of episodes. Week 6, day 2, time morning. I'm gonna save real quick. And actually, I do want to check how long I've been streaming. How long have I been streaming? It has been an hour, 39 minutes. Okay, I want to go for... I'm thinking 2 hours right now. So, someone hit me up when it's been like 20 minutes. Let's see if I can get through another scene at least, you know? I don't think I'll get to like the next transition. But we can probably knock out another scene in 20 minutes, right? I get up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I get up in the morning and get ready for school. Don't need a comma there because you're not introducing another subject. The usual routine. I take spoonfuls of cereal as I guiltily watch the morning cartoons. Why guiltily, man? Just embrace it. You were watching Otherworld, which maybe was not an anime. But given that she was fighting monsters with a battle axe, I pictured, like in New York, I totally pictured it as an anime. Is it supposed to be like a Supernatural or Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing? But anyway. Oh, Marco, you and your cartoon hijinks. Does hijinks have to be hyphenated? Define hijinks. No. Okay, so don't hyphenate it, and also it's H-I-J-I-N-K-S, not X. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's what Google says at least. H-I-J-I-N-K-S, hijinks. Knock, knock, knock. Huh? I hear my mother get the door. Hey there, Mrs. Ivankovich. Oh, crap. I sit up from the couch, still in my robe. Okay, that is a period. That's correct. I get up from the couch, still in my robe. I quickly turn off the cartoons. Sydney, your girlfriend is here. Ma, she's not my girlfriend as much as I might want her to be. No, Mom, not again. 1 second. I'd capitalize 1 second. Or just the 1. Just the O of 1. On my way to my room, I enter my hallway. Why do you need to say that? That sounds like an of course thing. Hey there! Oh, was it because she was in the hallway? Okay, fair. Because I'm just like, of course you'd go into the hallway first. You can't just poof into your room. Whoa, hey! I mean, nice robe. What are you doing here? I'm sorry about my mom. Thanks, I chose especially for you. What are you doing? Like, I would say thanks, but I wouldn't say I chose especially for you. That's where it's getting a little weird. So, what are you doing here? It's still so early. Well, it's nice to see you too. Not even. A little frown. Oh, come on, you know what I mean. I don't know. I was bored at home, and I usually don't get up so early. Thought I may as well swing by. Well, you could have sent a message. Maybe next time. I wouldn't even come if my presence disturbs you so much. Or is that maybe next time I won't even come? If she's saying maybe next time I won't even come if it bothers you so much, I would just remove the comma. If it's maybe next time I'll message you, or I won't even come if my presence disturbs you, then I put a period. That's what I'd say. You set a 20-minute timer, thanks, Jolteon. Oh, come on. Anyways, you told me you started Otherworld last night. I did. Oh, yeah. Well, what did you think? Oh, well, should I tell her the truth, or... But you did like it, didn't you? Did you really come here early just to talk about Otherworld? I thought he did like it, based upon that. Like, he admitted that it was slow, but I thought he liked it, too. Maybe he was just saying that he was growing close to her, or felt like he was growing close to her, and he liked that. We'll say it was a bit slow, though, because she said that, too. Maybe we'll get a chuckle. Well, the first few episodes were a bit, slow. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. A lot of other people think it is a bit slow at the start, too. Including myself, since I told you so. But I promise it picks up, and soon, too. You should keep watching, really. Oh, I will, of course. I mean, the first few episodes do have some really important moments that establish a lot about the setting. Like the lore, Sasha's backstory, and why she has to kill the Demon Lord to avenge her family. Oh. It takes a moment, but I realize how self-conscious I am of my robed attire. Hey, look, can we continue this conversation once I'm fully dressed? Maisie stops. Sigh. Have it your way. Why does it feel like I have to seek permission from her to go get changed? Okay, I'll be right back. I open my bedroom door and head inside, remove that comma. As I close the door... Don't worry, I won't peek. I can vaguely hear my parents shuffling about in the kitchen. Hey, shush! Maisie just giggles at me. I go inside and get changed. When I get out, we both set out and walk to the bus stop down the street. She rants about Otherworld all the way there, and on the bus ride too. I don't think you need the comma there. It seems she's used to defending the first couple of episodes from haters, as she lays into me why the first few episodes are amazing in her eyes, and I feel like that comma is questionable too, but I can't say no for certain. Or, for certain. She's clearly biased, but she's obviously thought about this a lot too. She makes some good points, and I promise her I will keep watching. Soon, the bus arrives at school and we head to our lockers. Double mask day for me today, that sucks. Lame. Ring! That's our cue. That it is. She and I wave as we go to turn. Oh, and don't forget. I won't be on the bus home today. Oh? I'm going to the hospital this afternoon with Mom and Dad. I see. Gross maths, I agree. Gross. Oh, of course. It's Tuesday. Yeah. Well, say hi to Albie for me. Who's Albie? All I know is the racist dragon. Anyway, see ya. We head our separate ways. And classes pass by in a flash. Good. I'm almost wondering why you need that background. I guess it establishes a setting, but for just one bit of text, it's a little weird. Day 6, day 2, time lunch. I'm first to our spot once again. Man, why is everyone so slow? I rummage through my bag for lunch and... I keep wanting to like rest like this, but I have to click every time I want to move this, the game. Hey, Sid. I look up, and I'm nearly bowled over by the force of Jada's hug. I balance myself and hug her back. Hey, how's it going? We let go. Meh, alright. Hello, Sid. From behind Jada, I see 2 people approach. Oh, it's them! Grace, Stewart, how's it going? Yeah, I feel like it's pretty clear they got, they didn't get the same treatment as the other characters. I feel like they're pretty clearly side characters. Not that the art's bad, it's just worse. And, their clothing isn't as flashy or popping or anything like that. Their personalities don't seem as distinguished. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yes, she is pretty well endowed. Not too bad. Meh. The 2 of them quietly sit on the far side of the bench, sketchbooks in hand. These 2 are twins if it wasn't obvious. They're both prodigies in art, and spend most of their time drawing together. Dang it! Spend most of their time together drawing and crafting. I don't think you need the comma after art. I'd remove it. Honestly, their respective artwork and style is out of this world. They are true geniuses. And since you're talking about both of them being, both of their art rather being out of this world, I don't think you need perspective really. You could just say honestly their artwork and style is out of this world. Though, on that note, I'd say artwork and style are out of this world. Yeah, I just don't see the need for perspective, and I changed the is to are because you're talking about artwork and style. Just plurality. They are true geniuses. They're mostly Jada's friends, but sometimes I wish they could open up a bit more, so I could get to know them better. I'd remove the comma after more. You're going to bed? Alright, have a good night, Ingachu. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to check out this game more, I guess come back and watch the remainder of the stream, even though it's going to be over in 15 minutes. Or you can check out the demo on Steam or itch.io. So just, on Steam, look up LoveSick Darlings, you'll find it. Stewart, or Stu, is a nice guy. Put a comma after Stu. Again, look up where exactly to put a comma, because, again, just cultural differences in grammar, either after the quotation marks or before the quotation marks. But you might not even need the quotation marks for Stu. I think we understand if you just said Stewart or Stu, just without quotation marks, I think we'd get that it's the nickname. I think personally I just do Stewart, comma, or Stu, comma, is a nice guy, no quotation marks. A oddball at time, but seems nice. I would say an oddball. You want an in front of words that have a vowel sound, so even if they don't necessarily start with a vowel, if they have a vowel sound, you want it to be an instead of a. Honest starts with an H, right? But it's an ah, and an O vowel sound. So you have an honest review, things like that. So an oddball at times, which I assume that was just a typo, but I'd change it. An oddball at times, but seems nice. Grace is prickly to say the least. These 2 don't share many traits except for their art talents. So, how's that big art project thing going for you guys? You guys stayed in yesterday for lunch? Yeah, and we would rather be there again today if Mrs. Gruntleberry would let us. I would consider a comma after yeah. And I'm wondering about the comma after today. I would say comma after yeah and not after today is probably what I'd do. So yeah, and we would rather be there again today if Mrs. Gruntleberry would let us. That's how I would say it. Oh, hello, a timely jest. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I recognize your name, so hello. But yeah, if you're interested in this, You can play it for yourself, the demo, on itch.io or Steam. If you just look it up on Steam, LoveSick Darlings, you'll find it there. If you'd like to support them on Kickstarter, they're up for another 2 weeks. They're already funded, but if you want to help them meet their stretch goals and, you know, get a reward for yourself, you could use, like, the command and do that. This reminds you of Pokemon Academy Life. I have never heard of or played that. That sounds interesting. I'll have to look into that later, because I like Pokemon. Good to hear you like our company so much. Oh yeah, I assume that's sarcastic. She didn't mean it like that, Grace. Or she didn't mean it like that. Grace, come on. Apologies, sure. Grace buries her face in her sketchbook, probably drawing something amazing. It's just that the deadline for the art exhibition is coming up, and we're a bit, on edge, I guess. I know all too well how scary that deadline is. Oh, how's your project, by the way? Did you, I'd say come after project. Did you end up deciding what you were gonna do? Yeah, it's going alright, actually. I mean, come after alright is what I'd say. It won't be anywhere near as good as Gracie's or Stu's. Jeez, these guys are hopeless. Why aren't they saying anything to encourage her? Should I say anything? Oh, come on, Jada, your art is amazing. There's no need to compare yourself to anyone. I'm between the top two for sure. I don't know her art personally. Like, I've just never seen it. The character might have, but I have not. So I don't necessarily want to say the top one. So I think I'm going to go with compare. I see a large message. Let me see. It's a free game referring to Pokemon Academy Life. It's a what-if scenario where Oak gathered the best trainers from all around to attend an academy where teachers teach subjects on individual Pokemon types, and what classes you take will determine what friend groups you're likely to join. It still has the battle and catching system too. Oh, really? Honestly, that sounds really cool. Thank you for sharing that. I'm probably gonna check that out sometime. But yeah, there's no need to compare yourself to anyone. There's no need to compare yourself to anyone, Jada. Really, your art stands on its own merits. I don't know about that. I've seen it myself. You have every reason to have confidence in yourself and your work. Thanks. Oh, I know. Huh? I beat the last case of Master Lawyer last night. She's so excited. Oh, by the way, a timely jest. If you're interested in visual novels and you would like to watch me play more for any particular reason, I have a Let's Play of 4? If you count Doki Doki Literature Club. So I have 2 YouTube channels. I have Riz Reacts, and I have Riz Grestar. On Riz Reacts, I have my Let's Play of Doki Doki Literature Club, Ace Academy, and Crystalline. And then on Riz Grestar, I believe, I have Cowdy After Story. 3 of them are by Pixel Fate Studios, so if you're interested, you can check that out. Yeah, and if you just go to my Riz Grestar channel, which I think if you click on like the YouTube link below this stream, you should reach that just fine. If you check my playlist or like scroll down on my main page, you should be able to see like a visual novel playlist. If you're curious, if you're interested. Spread the joy of entertainment, heck yeah. So yes. Oh, you did? Already? Yeah, I may or may not have stayed up really late to finish it, hahaha. But it was so good, I couldn't put it down. Plus, I was looking forward to talking with you about it. What should I say? So what did you think of the ending? Yeah. I mean, Grace and Stuart are doing their own thing, so like, why not talk about it? What do you think of the ending? What did you think of the ending? I thought it was spectacular. I thought it was amazing. Sorry, I guess I'm a bit excited. No, it's fine. I'm glad I have someone I can rant to about how much I love these games. I'm so glad you introduced me. Yep, for sure. But yeah, the ending was incredible. I can't believe it's just the first game of the series. I know, there's still so much for you to look forward to. Actually, that means I should bring the sequel in for you tomorrow. I'd love that. Oh, dang it. I just remembered. I totally left the game at my place. I was gonna give it back to you today. That's fine. I don't mind waiting a little bit, you know? It's up to you on both. Oh! Well, thank you, Timely Jess. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Oh, that's fine. I can get off you tomorrow. In that case, Timely Jess, I'm curious. Do you have a different username that I might recognize you by? I mean, if you comment at all. Just wondering. No, I feel so bad then. Really, it's fine. In fact, why don't you just come by my place this afternoon? You could get it there? Oh, I guess I could. You don't live far from school, right? Less than 5 minutes away. Cool. Sure, I can come over. It sounds good to me. Oh, actually, could Maisie come too? Oh, of course she can come too, I guess. Then I remember what Maisie said earlier. Oh, right. Never mind that. She told me she was busy this afternoon. I noticed Jada's eyes flutter. Oh, she is? She busy with her new boyfriend, or? She's going to the hospital again, which I don't know why. Oh, of course. Why does she seem... She seems like annoyed by that. You don't comment often, being in the spotlight, having my opinion shared or judged is just a little too scary for you sometimes. No, absolutely, by all means. No worries. Jada looks away for a moment. Ah, well, so it looks like just you and me this afternoon. Oh, I feel like I do recognize that name, actually. I won't say it here for your own privacy. Yeah, I guess it does. Oh, I rode to school today, so do you mind meeting me at the bike racks? Sure, no problemo. Yes, if I ever see you, I'll know who you are, at least vaguely. Out of the corner of my eye, I swear I see Stuart do thumbs up sign at Jada. Aww. But I turn to look at him, and he's busy drawing. Weird. Must have been my imagination. There should be a bus that heads from your place to my suburb, right, Jada? Oh, yeah. I used to catch it all the time to Maisie's. I'll show you when we're there. Awesome. Thanks. It's no problem. Speaking of Maisie, where is she today? That's a good question. We look around as if expecting to see her walking up to us, but no sign of her. On the far side of the school building, I see Steph sitting against the wall with another girl, chatting. No Steph today either, I guess. Man, how am I gonna get through to her and tell her how I feel? Sid, Jada likes you. You must be hurting her. Anyway, don't worry, I'm sure you will. You were so nice and adorable and sweet. She'd be an idiot to not see you, for who you are. I don't know. All I do is stutter and mutter around her. I don't think she sees anything in me. I don't blame her either. You should sleep. Alright, sounds good. Thank you for stopping by if nothing else, and I hope you have a good night. Well, I do, says Jada. Huh? She'd be completely missing out if she couldn't see how great you are. Look at... She talks about me with stars in her eyes like she did the video game. That's so sweet. Oh, But that's just what I think anyway. Thanks. Thanks. You're welcome. Besides, a little birdie told me that Steph totally has a crush on someone. What? Also, I like the little use of tilde because I use that in my own writing, but it definitely is a much more casual thing. It's a risk to use it in any sort of like formal use. And I know that this is like your game and this is dialogue specifically that it's being used in, but just keep in mind that it does have informality like just attached to it, just kind of a stigma, because it's not a punctuation that's often used, especially not in this kind of context, as like a sort of like, you know, a lilt in someone's voice or whatever, like a sing-songy sort of thing. But I totally understand, and it's what I do too, so I get it. But keep that in mind. You've been in her position before, it sucks. It absolutely does, yep. Besides, little birdie told me yep. Really? Yep. I'm almost too scared to ask, but who? Not entirely sure, but I have a good feeling who. Is she blushing? I assume that's a blush. It seems like her blush is a little too high because it's like invading her eyes, but I don't know. But a girl can't just go around spreading unverified rumors. Bring! Dang. The swarms of students start heading back to the school building. So, Maisie's a no-show today, huh? Hey, Sid, give me a hand and help me hold my bag open. Oh, sure. I hold Grace's bag open as she stuffs her sketchbook and art supplies in. It barely fits. Let me check. Sketchbook. Yeah, sketchbook can be one word. And I feel like you used it as one word earlier, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's look back through the history. Let's check it out, gang. Because that's what we do on this stream. We look at grammar, don't we? Okay, sketchbook is like clear earlier. Let's look until we see their names. Because that's when we would see stuff about notebooks. Or sketchbooks, yeah, sketchbooks. See, you have it as one word here. In the two of them quietly sit on the far side of the bench, sketchbooks in hand. So just make it consistent. It's fine as one word. Keep it one word. Yeah, I don't know where she is. Recently, I haven't heard much from her at all. I'd say a comma after recently is probably appropriate. I even found out about her boyfriend at the same time as everyone else. I used to be the first one to find out these things. Are Maisie and Jada okay? In any case, I go to lift the bag to hold it open for her bulky supplies. Ah well, it's sometimes nicer to have a more chilled out lunchtime. Holy heck, Grace! This thing weighs a ton! How do you carry this around all day? It's taking way too much of my strength just to carry it over. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. Man up! I didn't know people still said that. Well, I do. Come on, there's just a few packets of clay in there. What? Packets of clay? Why? Why? I'm in art, Einstein. I'd capitalize art just because in this particular instance we're using it as the title/name of a class. You never know when inspiration will hit. Timer went off, but if you want to keep it streaming, I'd stay. Cool, sounds good. I at least want to reach the end of the scene, so let's go there. I've got to be prepared at all times. Like, I'm kind of snacky, and I'm getting really hot and thirsty. I kind of need to use the restroom. Just all these little things add up to me wanting to end the stream. But I was only planning on like a 2 or 3 hour stream anyway, so this is appropriate. There's such a thing as too prepared. Do you need a hand? No, I'm almost there. Grace sighs. I've grown too used to effeminate men in my life. I think that's how you spell that. I'm gonna check though, just because I don't see effeminate too often. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. All good. She glares at Stuart. Hey, come on. I can be manly. The 4 of us set out back to the building. Look, there's a phrase, couldn't hurt a fly, then there's literally asking me to kill a fly at home because you can't. That was one time. Jada and I can't help but laugh. Jeez, you guys. Also, there's another thing. Earlier you had G's as J-E-E-Z, and there you had G's as G-E-E-Z. I think it can be either, but I would be consistent with it. We all go our separate ways to class. Because there's no difference in pronunciation, and so, like, it's one thing if you had characters write it differently, because then it would be a matter of them, like, characterization for them, with how they spell it differently. But when they're saying it, they sound the same, so you should spell it the same. Yeah. I've never actually been to Jada's house before. I wonder what it's like. And now, I wonder what it's like is actually a statement. I wonder what it's like, period. If you wanted to have a question mark, you're implying a certain, like, you know, intonation with it. So I'd keep that in mind. I find myself kind of excited thinking about this as the afternoon classes go by. I don't think it's wrong. Sounded weird. Week 6, day Tuesday, time afternoon. I do kind of want to quit, but I want to see how the scene at Jada's house turns out. I want to see that before I quit, but I'm like so hot right now. I'm running a bit late after getting caught up chatting to some guys from IT after class. I speed walk over to the bike racks, hoping I haven't been ditched. I'm a Google speed walk for you. We'll see, like, speed walk as one word is a noun. So I would say don't put a hyphen, but keep the space. That's what I would say. I'd say speed space walk over to the bike racks, hoping I haven't been ditched. But I wasn't. She is there, holding her bike and with... What? But she is there, holding her bike and with her bag in a basket at the back. I'd just say holding her bike with her bag in a basket at the back, or holding her bike, comma, her bag in a basket at the back. That's the one I like the most, actually. That's what I would say. Take care of myself. I know, but I want to see the scene. Hey there. Because especially if I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on this game, I want to see a little bit more of kind of like the romance options, because we really haven't seen much of that yet, and we've been streaming this for 2 hours. Granted, I've been going slowly, more slowly than you normally would by playing this, because I'm stopping to talk with you guys, and I'm stopping to talk about grammar, things like that. But there really hasn't been a lot of romance in this game, or not a lot of romance options, I should say. There have been hints of romance with Jada liking you, with the beginning with you, and something forgetting her name. Shoot. Maisie. That took me a minute. And then, you know, the romance between her and her boyfriend, the romance between you and Steph, you know, just all these romantic feelings, like a high school kind of thing. But there haven't really been a lot of options, I feel, that would affect that, where you could choose things. Like, there have been a couple options, a few options so far. That's understating it a little bit. But the effect of those hasn't seemed really big. Some of them just seemed like they would lead to the same thing, and others it would just be like I don't think I had a choice in accepting or rejecting watching Otherworld, you know? Like that kind of thing. And that would have been significant, I feel. But we weren't actually given the option, so it was a little bit weird. And then as far as like, oh, who should I spend time with today, you know? That's the kind of feeling I thought we were going to get that from this, but we haven't yet. Maybe that'll be the case after we spent some time with Maisie. Now we're spending time with Jada. Maybe we'll spend some time with Steph. And then after that, we'll be able to make decisions. But it seems like that's weird to have... It just seems like it's such a long build-up before reaching that point. I don't know. Because I understand you want to introduce all of the characters before the player starts making that choice. But I don't think you necessarily need to introduce them all as individual... Or like all individually, as in like you spend time with them one-on-one. And then you choose to do it again later. I don't know. Sorry I was late. Don't worry about it. You're all good. Shall we go? Yeah, sounds good. And so, we set out down the bike path into the nearby suburbs. We walk and chat about Master Lawyer for a while, along with other games too. I don't think you need the two there at all, honestly, just along with other games. Yeah, that's another good reason as to why Call to War is pretty subpar. Call of Duty, I assume. Another thing, though, because that's the title of a game, you can italicize it if you're going to italicize titles. Or things like that. If you're going to format titles at all, I should say. I know, right? I put a comma after no. It's not even horrible, but there are just so many better first-person shooters out there. They're way more ambitious with their gameplay. I'll never understand how people keep buying those games every year. I smile as we walk silently through the inner suburban streets. The wheels of Jada's bike click as it rolls... Or the wheels of Jada's bike click as it rolls is the only sound around us as we walk. I don't like that. Hold on. Well, first, I think the inner suburban streets with the hyphen is fine. Because you're kind of modifying suburban before suburban modifies streets. So I think that's okay. But I don't like the next sentence. The wheels of Jada's bike click as it rolls. Yeah, that's the thing, because click is a verb, right? The wheels of Jada's bike click. That's the sentence all on its own, because the wheels, that's the subject, and click is the verb, full sentence. As it rolls, you know, modifying, like talking back to the bike, right? But then, is the only sound around us as we walk. That doesn't fit, because you need click, which is, again, currently a verb, to act as a noun in this. So the wheels of Jada's bike clicking as it rolls is the only sound around us as we walk. That's how it should be. Or the clicking of Jada's bike wheels as they roll or whatever, something like that. But you can't have click be a verb in that sense, since you're wanting click to be the noun. So, you're thinking of making an evolution dating sim called Lovestone where you play as an Eevee? Oh, that would be cute. I like that. We walk silently for a bit. My house is on the next street, by the way. Oh, neat. Jada starts humming a tune to herself. Hey, anime, yeah. Should I say anything, or... So, like someone? Watched any neat anime recently? So, watched any neat anime recently? Oh, I have actually. Have you heard of my roommate's my butler? You don't need a hyphen between room and mate, just roommate is one word. Capitalize my. And again with the punctuation, I would think that you would put the question mark and exclamation point outside of the quotation mark. But check your grammar guidelines for your own, you know, Australian stuff. Oh, Jolteon, I could suggest a program if you want to learn how to do like dating sims or visual novels kind of thing. I don't know a super ton of it, but like it's the program that I used for my Doki Doki Literature Club April Fools and my Ace Academy April Fools. So if you're interested, like it would be something you'd have to buy, unfortunately. It's not a free program, but I think it's pretty cool. I like it. No, can't say I have. Oh, it's actually so good, and sweet, and funny, and sad too. The chemistry between Ishiro and Klaus Senpai, and his Klaus Senpai, is so... Is this another yaoi thing? I don't think you need to capitalize yaoi. Maybe. Also, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Just making sure. Okay, yeah, cool. We're good. Jada laughs nervously. I guess this is maybe not your thing. I don't mind yaoi. Well, it's kind of unfamiliar territory. Don't worry about it. I'll chat with Gracie sometime about it. Is Grace into those shows too? Oh, we're here, by the way. Jada turns and goes up a driveway with her bike. It's a modest house for this fancier part of town, but it's still pretty big. It's got 2 floors, so that says it all, really. With that, I'd say a comma before really. Wow, your house is so nice. Oh, thanks. She circles around the side of the garage to a gate. She fiddles for a bit and opens the gate. Oh, fiddles for a bit, ellipsis, and opens the gate. Fair. You're gonna need a laptop, but you might be able to afford one soon if you... Oh yeah, you don't have a laptop, right, that's fair. Right through here, guest of honor. Why, thank you. I follow her past the gate and into a huge backyard. I think for backyard, I would actually space that. Backyard as one word is a word, but I think of backyard as one word as more the adjective. So like a backyard swing set is one word. You know, the backyard pool, one word. Backyard lawn or grass or whatever. But I think for just the backyard, I would say make that 2 separate words. I'll Google to make sure I'm not crazy. Let's see. No, I mean, Googling, according to Google, backyard as one word is also a noun. I learned that as the adjective, where with a space is a noun. But what I'm seeing is that backyard one word is a noun, so I take that back. You do your thing. Keep it as it is. There are a lot of toys and pieces equipment around. I would put in of though after pieces. Because at least there's that. She parks her bike against the fence. Alright, this way to my lounge room. It's in the downstairs area. Don't know about lounge room hyphenation, look into that. I follow her through a door and into a relatively modest lounge room. There's a medium-sized TV and a big couch in front of it. I would hyphenate medium-sized though. I think that'd be correct. For sure I don't know everything. I'm not perfect. And that's why I Google things, you know? But that's just what I would suggest, things like that. Like, if you're not sure about something, if it's questionable, if it could be this or that, I would Google it. I would look into the grammar rules for, you know, again, whatever system you're using. Just check it out. You know, polish your game. Make it perfect. But most importantly, I spot a huge stack of games next to some consoles, all connected to the TV. I unconsciously move toward the games and start rifling through them. I think you might want to use subconsciously instead of unconsciously, because unconsciously means, like, to me at least, it means they're passed out or they're asleep or something, whereas subconsciously is just like you do something without thinking, without, like, you know, consciously considering doing it. But yeah, I'll start rifling through them. Not bad, hey? Oh, whoops. I think whoops has an H. I would put an H in there, W-H-O-O-P-S. I put the games down and turn to her. Sorry, it's a bad habit of mine to look through people's game collections. Oh no, I totally get it. Don't worry. I'm gonna go get changed. Feel free to make yourself at home. No one else should be home yet. Cool. Jada disappears down a hallway, and I hear a door close behind her as well. I take a seat on a chair near the stack of games. You don't need that comma, but you can have it, I guess. Wow, I didn't know how many games she really owned. We never get to talk as much about games, cause Maisie... Okay, if you're gonna have cuz, make sure that you put an apostrophe before the C, because otherwise this is cause, like cause and effect. Cuz, like because, well that's what it is, it's a shortened form of because. So you need the apostrophe before the C to show that you're omitting the BE. That's all. Cause Maisie always shuts us down. But Jada really is a master. She might play more than me. Oh, whoa. She even has Mega Heroes versus Game Dudes. And see, this is a case where like you weren't ever formatting like Master Lawyer at all, but you are formatting this one. So if you are going to format anything, I mean, like one, I would make it consistent. If it's the title of a video game or a show, then italicize it if that's at all possible for you in the program. And if not, I guess quotation marks work, but I would try to italicize it if you could. So yeah, she even has Mega Heroes versus Game Dudes. This just came out the other day. Capitalized shame. It's an X-Cube exclusive. Because it just, capitalize it because it's its own sentence. Look at that, fight the power. Yeah, pierce the skies and fight the power. I see, alright. If you made an evolution dating game, would I play it? I would certainly consider it. Can't make any guarantees, because they don't play every game, of course, but I'd be interested in trying it out, like a demo or whatever. Oh yeah, we were talking about that last week, huh? I turn, and Jade is pointing at the game I'm holding. She's changed into casual wear. I don't really think I've ever seen so much of Jada's skin. And she noticed me staring from the looks of it. Yep, I should quit staring. I try to remember what I was saying. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I wish I could play this, but they made it a bloody exclusive. Oh, right, you only have a fun station. I would capitalize right, but you don't need to. Because it is you could say, oh, comma, right, comma, you only have a fun station. But I would put a comma after right at least. Is it really so bad to only have one console at home? Well, we could always play now? Huh? Well, only if you want. I mean, I do have 2 controllers. Oh, no, I don't want to be an inconvenience. I should probably go, so I'm out of your way. Yeah, because it's totally inconvenient to play a video game with your friend when they offer, right? Like, whatever. But you're here now, why not hang out and play? That's another, see, this is one case where I'd call it a comma splice, because those are 2 distinct sentences complete on their own, and just having a comma between them, Like, if you were to have, but you're here now, comma, so why not hang out and play? That's one thing. But you're here now, dash, but you're here now, semicolon, but you're here now, period. But a comma, I question that. Like, the only way that I would accept it is because it's in dialogue, and so if you're just specifically having them, like, trail right into the next sentence, maybe. But if you're wanting, let me say that. If you're wanting to be grammatically correct, yeah. Jada pulls out a bag of chips from behind her back. I even have snacks, haha. I look at Jada, the game, the snacks, then my phone for the time. Oh, why not? I've got time. Plus, I've never been here. I don't remember the last time we hung out with just us anyway. This should be fun. Yeah, I think so too. Jada sits on the couch and grabs the controller, and with the press of a button, the console powers on. I stand up, going to put the disc in for her. Let me see. Wait, is this the whole game or just a demo? This is just the demo, Morgan. They are fully funded on Kickstarter, but they are still in development. So let's see. Jada sits on the couch and grabs the controller, and with... I think the press of a button... I don't know, with the press of a button, I guess that's... I don't know what's technically correct. Weird. I'd have to look into that. I'm gonna Google it now. Let's see, define the press of a button. Press of a button. It's not finding the thing that I'm looking for. Darn. But also, with the press of a button, the console powers on. I think that's okay. I stand up, going to put the disc in for her. Yep, that's fine. Okay. This is a long demo, yeah. No, what they were saying was that the demo itself was 15 hours of gameplay for the different, like for each playthrough. Which one makes me think there are different routes, which is weird because like 2.5 hours in or whatever we are now, there haven't been routes yet, right? There have been some, like, a handful of choices, but I feel like, again, they were pretty small and they didn't seem very impactful. I feel like they just kind of loop around to the same thing. Maybe they affect the character's mindset towards you, but we just haven't seen any of those changes yet, like those effects. But yeah, it's a long demo, I agree. Like, every day's different demo was not this long. The game's already in. Don't worry about that. Okay, if you're having games, you needed to have an apostrophe here because then it would be short for the game is already in. So, just so you know, put an apostrophe there for game is. The 15-hour demo thing, yeah, I agree. Oh, I put the case back down with the other games. Jada pulls out another controller and holds it out to me. I walk over and take the controller. I go to sit. Where should I sit? Next to her on the couch. Yeah, why not? Aw, she's so cute. Yay. I settle down next to her. On my way down, I brush past her exposed leg. Well, I didn't mean to sit that close. I just wanted to sit next to her, not like touching her. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're all good. Yeah, look at her cute, intense face. The game boots up, and Jada hits start. She scrolls through the game's menus. See, the game boots up and Jada hits start. That's not inaccurate. That comma is not inaccurate because you are having two different subjects. However, when they're short enough, you can get away with not having commas sometimes. So you could just have the game boots up and Jada hits start. I think that would be fine on its own. But I definitely won't penalize you for having a comma because of different subjects. So yeah. Ooh, it's been a while since I played a fighting game. I used to be so good at them. She does have thick thighs, you are right. Don't worry about it. I'm not good either. I've only played a bit. She's gonna kick my butt, isn't she? Alright, let's go then. I'm so excited to finally have my hands on this game. Jada giggles as we enter the character select screen. Don't know if you need quotations around that. Yeah, I remember now from the E3 trailer. Teams of 3, yeah? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Jada selects her characters. A cat girl, a sexy witch, and a lame bow and arrow superhero. Hey, that's not very nice. But that seems appropriate. That seems fine. Whoa, you've unlocked all the characters too. How much time have you put into the game already? Oh, not too much time. Something about the way she said that concerns me. I picked 3 characters I think look cool. A big robot dude, an anime girl, and a BA with a giant sword. So this is just Smash Bros, right? That's all we're talking about, basically? Sorry, I just want to look at this. I just don't love not having a colon here. Like, having them be their own sentences. The first one, I was totally willing to let go, but 2 of them in a row, I don't think so. But, you know, like, Jada selects her characters, colon, a cat girl, comma, a sexy witch, comma, and a lame bow and arrow superhero. That's what I would do. And then with this one, I picked 3 characters I think look cool, colon, a big robot dude, comma, an anime girl, comma, and a BA with a giant sword. And I wouldn't have the first A capitalized. I would lowercase it, because it's not a complete sentence, you know? So, yeah. She reaches over to the bag of chips and opens them. She eats a few. I, too, grab some chips and stuff them in my mouth. Alright, let's go. Jada presses start and the match starts. Appropriate. Week 6, day 12, time evening. I didn't even stand a chance. Also, I haven't played that much of the game. She has all the characters unlocked. Yep, I think that's the point. No, that's not true. I was woefully underprepared. Come on, you were close that one time earlier. I got one of your 3 characters to have health, but you perfected me for half the other matches. Also, I guess it wouldn't be Smash Bros. Because it's a traditional fighting game with, like, multiple teams, or multiple characters that you're playing as, and with perfect and stuff like that, right? Okay. I question the perfected, because I know, like, if you don't lose health and you beat them, you get a perfect, right? And so I understand what you're trying to say. But I wonder if instead you might want to not have it be in quotation marks have it be, you just spell perfect apostrophe D? Because then you're not getting it mixed up with perfected, because that's not the intention. I'd consider it, you know, look into that. Well, I guess I have an unfair advantage because I own the game. You are a goddess. I would lowercase that. I don't think you need to capitalize goddess. Please, teach me. I didn't know how bad I was at fighting games till I fought you. Again, I wonder about that till. Let me... Because I talked about the till earlier. Let me Google that to make sure. Let me just... TIL. According to this, it's looking like you might be able to use it just TIL like that. I mean, at least in some... The issue is, it says apostrophe TIL and TIL, so I don't know if that's just being too lax, like if this particular dictionary is just like that. So one of those things, I would look into it, make a final decision, be consistent. So, yeah. Oh, I don't think you're that, or I don't think you're bad, but I have so much to learn, please. Oh, well, I guess I could teach you a couple of tricks I learned. Awesome, well, first thing is, how do you even do one of those big... Jada, honey, I'm home. Oh, the time. I turn to the sound of the voice, and a young-looking man walks through the door. He spots me next to her. Oh, I'm sorry, Jada. I didn't know you had a boy over. I'll, go to the kitchen and, No, it's not like that, Dad. This is Sid, my friend. Capitalize Dad. Not sure why the break. Make the dash a dash instead of like a hyphen or whatever. If you could. If it's within your limitations, you know. I was just giving him back a game I borrowed, but I guess we got distracted playing games. Ah, this is Sid. That makes sense. So she's told him about me. Hi. Oh yeah, this is my dad, by the way. You don't capitalize there because you said my dad instead of just calling him Dad. Nice to meet you. Please, call me Pete. Oh, sure. I'll just be dropping the shopping off in the kitchen. Don't let me interrupt your fun, guys. I'd put a period after kitchen, capitalize don't, comma after fun. He waves and winks briefly at Jada before disappearing around a corner. I would actually accept the commas here because it's like a little kind of parenthetical, you know? He waves and winks briefly at Jada before disappearing around a corner. She turns away quickly, back to me. You might just want to... Yeah, I guess that's fine, because I was going to suggest maybe, she quickly turns back to me, but I get that you want her specifically to turn away from her dad to signify the embarrassment and stuff like that. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the time. I didn't know he'd be home yet. I don't mind. He seems nice, actually. Oh, thanks. He's a cool parent to have. We hear a voice call out from the other room. Is Sid staying for dinner? Oh, No, Dad. He's just leaving, actually. Are you sure? It's my turn to cook tonight for the house, so I don't mind making extra for him. No, really, He's so supportive. Look at him, though. Dad, it's fine, please. Alright, I'll take a rain check, then. We hear him go about his business in the kitchen. Yup. Well, he's cool when he wants to be. Jada checks the time again. Oh, but it is getting late now. The buses will stop soon. Dang, you're right. It's a shame we couldn't play more. I have so much I want to learn from you. Well, you could come over again if you like. She's so embarrassed. That's cute. With a beep, she turns the X cube off and then scrunches up the empty packet of chips. The audio keeps cutting out? Oh no. Has it been the entire time? Or is it just on your end? Maybe refresh. Hopefully it's just on your end. I don't know. Because I don't know what I would do about it. But I should be ending the stream soon anyway. Because it has been, it's been 2.5 hours now. We should be almost done with this scene. How do I feel about that? Yeah, today was great. I'd love to come over again. I mean, I do feel bad missing Busters with Maisie, but yeah. Today was great. I'd love to come again. After all, I have so much to learn. Well, I'd love to have you here again. I have heaps of games we could play. Anyway, I should walk you down to the bus, hey? Yeah, let's go. See you, Dad. I'm walking Sid to the bus stop. Ooh, okay. See you in a bit then, sweetie. We start towards the door. It felt rude to not say anything before I go, so I called out. Bye, Pete. Again, I just put comma after bye, things like that. See you later, Sid. See, like that. Have you have a comma after later. You know, before Sid. And then we went out the door. We chat idly as we walk down the footpath to the main road. Before I know it, we are at the bus stop. The sun is fully set. I squinted the bus timetable to see when the next bus comes. Obviously, you just remove the first the. You just missed it. I get it. But yeah, I squinted the bus timetable to see when the next bus comes. With just enough time to spare. This will be the last bus coming here for the night. Oh, whew. I would have felt so bad if it made you miss the bus because we were playing games. Again, cuz, just put an apostrophe before the C. Well, that mightn't have been so bad. That'd be embarrassing. I don't know. I don't know why it would be embarrassing, really. I assumed the worst part would just be that I'd have to walk home, and I thought the issue was that I lived a good deal away. But you know what? Let's be cute. Well, I couldn't think of a better reason to miss a bus than playing games with you. Me either. Aw, yay. Oh, she's cold and cute. She is very cute. We sit down on the bench together as cars drive by on the main road. Remove that comma, you don't need it. We sit down on the bench together as cars drive by on the main road. That's what I'd say. Everyone must be on their way home from work. The sun is really setting now. There's a cool wind in the air. Chatter, chatter, chatter. She tries to keep it down, but Jada's teeth are chattering. Oh no, I thought that meant we were talking. I look at her, and I can see goosebumps all along her arms and legs. I'm gonna Google goosebumps, see if you need the hyphen, because I don't think you do. No, you don't need the hyphen, just one word, goosebumps. Arms and legs. Maybe she should have gotten changed into something more than just a shirt and shorts? Oh, are you okay? Yeah, perfectly fine. Just a bit chilly is all. I mean, you don't have to stay out here with me. I can wait for the bus on my own. You can go home if you like. No, I want to be here. It's nice hanging with you. Besides, I'm not stuttering anymore. I want to make sure the bus shows up and you get home okay. Aw, that's sweet. The chattering is getting more intense. Maybe I should do something? Period, capitalize maybe. I look at my trademark green jacket I'm wearing. Yeah, offer her my jacket. I take off my jacket. Huh? Here, take my jacket. Oh, no, I'm fine, really. Jada, come on. You've been chattering ever since we got here. But I'm fine, really. Please, let me do this for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? Or why are you sorry? It just feels so selfish to take this jacket. Because I do want to. Hey, come on. I wouldn't have offered it to you if I didn't want to. Please, take it. With a bit of hesitation, she finally takes my jacket. She slips it on. Ah, she's cute and warm. It's a bit too big for her, but she looks unmistakably cute in the big jacket with shorts underneath. Make sure I read that right. Yep, unmistakably. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, cool. Sorry if it isn't much help, haha. No, it's perfect. Almost immediately, her shivering comes to a stop. She looks quite cozy in the jacket I gave her. I think C-O-S-Y, that's just your spelling, right? Australian spelling. So, I'll totally let it pass. Thank you. I'll keep it safe and bring it back tomorrow. Haha, all good. Bring it back tomorrow. I mean, I thought she was just gonna give it back to us when the bus showed up and then she'd hurry on home. But I guess this works too. Once in high school, you were so cold that you were chattering, your friend saw this and immediately hugged you. Aww. Oh, crap. Huh? I'm such an idiot. What? I completely forgot to give you back Master Lawyer. Oh, did you? Well, that's the whole reason you came over, too. It doesn't matter. Just bring it in for me tomorrow with the jacket. It's no big deal. Really? Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't mind. I'll bring Master Lawyer 2 as well. I hope you're keen for the sequel. You bet your sweet butt I am. Sweet what? Hahaha, never mind that. Oh, the bus is coming, quick! The bus swings around the corner behind some cars. We've got just a bit of time left. Look at her in the void like that. A little weird. Also, the coloration, like, on the back of her hair is kind of odd, too. Is that actually what her hair is like? Purple leading into almost skin color? I don't know if I like that. We stand up and, without hesitation, Jada hugs me. This afternoon was fun. I'm serious about doing this again, you know. I hug her back. It's kind of weird hugging her while she's wearing my jacket. Is this how I feel when I'm hugged? She does feel warm now, at least. Of course, I'd like to do this again. I feel like a period is better than a comma there. What's better than sitting around playing video games and eating junk food? With you? Nothing. She hugs tighter. The bus pulls up and she lets go. See you tomorrow, City. See you, Jada. We wave and I hop aboard the bus. I sit down and she's still out there, waving. I wave back one last time as the bus drives away. I play around on my phone and send some messages while on the bus. Nothing noteworthy happens. The walk home was a bit chilly, though. Calm after chilly. When I walk through the door, my parents are baffled by my lack of jacket. It felt weird to tell them I lent it to a friend, but they seemed to get it. Once I'm home, I do the usual dinner and family stuff. Chat with mom and dad about school, listen to them complain about their workplaces, the usual. I get back into my room and sit around for a bit. I check FaceFile and Jada's updated her status. Playing Mega Heroes vs. Game Dudes with Sydney Ikanovich. Or, what was it again? Ivankovich. There we go. I click like and scroll some more. No messages or signs from Maisie. I hope she's okay. I pick up the box set of Otherworld Season 1 again and pull out another disc. I pop it into the fun station. Sasha is locked in a duel to the death with her arch rival. This show is really corny, but there's something kind of charming about it. I'm gonna Google arch rival real quick. You might be able to do it without a hyphen. I'm seeing at least a number of dictionaries accepting that, so I would look into it without a hyphen. Just because you might as well, right? Okay, so now that we're in Wednesday, I am gonna save here, and we're gonna call this stream. I might play this again at some point in the future, whether stream or recording, but for now at least, like, I'm dying, I'm super hot and everything. So I'll talk a little bit more about this. Obviously, I've been talking about grammar and, you know, the game in general the entire way through. I won't talk too much more about grammar. I would say, you know, be consistent. You know, apostrophe with things like cuz to make, you know, it, you know, a proper, like, contraction. I don't want to say contraction, because you're not putting two words together, but you're omitting part of a word, you know? So, apostrophe at the beginning of cuz, that kind of thing. Consistency between, like, G's, between all rights. Again, I would do, like, A-L-L space R-I-G-H-T. Watch your commas, things like that. Other big grammatical things aren't really jumping out at me. Use the right word, you know, like most of the time. Like past used correctly, it's versus it's, apostrophe S, you know, it's apostrophe S, use that correctly, so that was all good, etc., etc. So yeah, so about the gameplay itself, I didn't get super far in this, I feel, but I had fun. I did have fun. It wasn't quite what I expected. I expected more control, more freedom, things like that. I expected a lot more choices. Honestly, I was expecting less than this kind of visual novel, like the standard visual novel that I'm used to. I was expecting more of a dating sim where it's like you have energy and you have stats and you have this and that. And so I'm not going to complain just because my expectations weren't met because it was like a completely different game style. That would be stupid, you know? But just based upon like the descriptions that I saw of this game before I played it, that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be. but that obviously is not the case. However, I do feel like the description of the game does seem to give the idea of a lot more control for the player, and I didn't feel that was really the case. I didn't think there were too many decisions, and I feel like most of them were not that impactful. I think the biggest ones were like at the very beginning, whether to hug or kiss Maisie, whether to take a selfie with her, whether to give Jada your jacket. A lot of other things, though, they seemed kind of not as much. I suppose like supporting Maisie with her boyfriend, that was probably somewhat significant. Like, they could have values underneath, you know, like within the system that I just obviously can't see that will affect the future. But for now, just trying to predict like what might come, it seemed like a lot of those were just you'd get a little bit of different dialogue, but then it would move on to the same thing, like loop back in the end. And I was let me speak properly. I guess I was just expecting more control, like being able to decide more of the story on my own, I guess, by determining, you know, with whom I'm going to spend this day and what I'm going to say or do during those, that kind of thing. However, again, you know, I do enjoy slice of life, and so I thought that this was cute and charming in its own way. I still find Maisie the most attractive, especially in the CG. A little less so in the sprites, but like everyone's a little less attractive in the sprites than the CG. But in the CG, like, Maisie's really attractive to me. However, Jada is also really attractive, and I think that her personality was really cute, and the way that she's like fawning over me is really cute. And so, honestly, at this point, even though I still find Maisie more aesthetically appealing, I think that if I were to pursue any particular romance, especially considering Maisie is currently with someone, I would probably pursue Jada at this point. Because, you know, I thought she was really cute, really nice, she seemed fun. And she's into me already. And so, like, it would make her happy. It would be more likely to work out because, you know, then we'd both already like each other kind of thing. So that was nice. I personally don't super love when, like, the main character is made to have a crush on someone or made to express their interest, to be like, this is the hottest person, especially for these reasons. Because then it, you know, it alienates me a little bit. Like, there are some places where I think being more specific somehow makes things more universal. That, to me, is not one of those places, but that's just me. And it's just when Steph showed up and he's like, the girl of my dreams, everyone loves her. I'm like, really? Why? She seems kind of dorky. Like, you know? It just wasn't, she wasn't my type. But the other two are more so, especially Maisie, appearance-wise at least, and then personality, I guess, maybe Jada. But anyway, I am enjoying this for what it's worth. This does seem like a huge, like, super long demo, just because it keeps going, and I've been going again for, like, what, 2 hours, 45 minutes now? Let me check. Yeah, about 2 hours, 45 minutes I've been playing this. But I think it's fun. I look forward to seeing what you do with this. Well, like, first, just the rest of the demo, but what you do with the entire game. You know, I'm interested in seeing the changes you make. I hope that some of my input has been able to help, again, particularly on the side of grammar. I will say again about the gameplay. Yeah, so far, I still don't see a real reason to have that scene at the beginning with Maisie. If it's just for the demo, fair enough. If you just want to tease, like, the full game and, like, a kind of scene that you can expect. But if it's for the actual game, like the full release, I personally would say remove it at this point. I don't like it personally. Because you don't know enough about the characters then to truly have that emotional connection to them, you know, to the point where you'd really care. Like, you can care to an extent, but, you know, not as much. It kind of limited in a way, or, like, seemed to limit the person that you're going to be with, because you know what's going to happen with her, you know that it's not going to work out. You already, like, before meeting any of the other characters, like Steph or Jada, you're already, like, given the option to hug or kiss Maisie. So I personally would just start the game with, you know, just a day in high school. Maybe start it at home if you want to introduce him alone and maybe get a, you know, a bit of idea of his personality, of his family, of the setting, things like that. But then I would just I'd just continue on and have that ending scene be where it should be at the end. I don't think a tutorial should jump in and be like, hey, look at you make a decision. You know, I don't think, I don't like that personally. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here. Developer person, Dimitri, if you watch this, I hope that you enjoyed. Again, I absolutely mean no hard feelings. I think you've done a great job so far. things are really pretty. Like, I like the art style and everything like that, and I did enjoy the game. I think there just could be some improvements, and as this is a game in process, I hope that you do make improvements. So yeah, and for those of you watching this stream or who are watching this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you did, of course, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you want to. If you want to support this game, you can check it out on Kickstarter. Again, as of the day that I played this, so by the time you're hearing this, I don't know. But it has about 14 days left, so check it out if you want to support them. You can download the demo from Steam or itch.io if you're interested in that too. Play it for yourself. But otherwise, yeah, I'm calling the stream here. So thank you guys again for watching, and with that, we're calling it here. So have a good one, everybody.